This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome everybody to this special presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network Game of the Week, high school basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's the Mustang Broncos, the PC North Panthers in a hugely important 6A1 doubleheader both on the girls and the boys side, and we're excited to bring it to you here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Josh Calloway live from Putnam City North High School, the Zoo as they call it here in Oklahoma City, joined alongside my partner Jordan Ray. Jordan, we got a couple of great matchups here in 6A1 with the way the playoffs are this year. We've talked about it a bunch in 5A, 6A district standings. These games are so much more important than they probably even used to be. These are hugely important games as we get ready to shift into February.
Yeah, this is 6A District 1. And on the girls' side, we might be seeing this up there in a second. We'll see how tight this is. So we got PC North with a record of 6-1. They hadn't played in a while, by the way. This is true for both PC
couple
North
of weeks,
teams.
yeah.
And Mustang just come off winning the Newcastle tournament on the girls' side. So the district games are not even right now. I know lots of teams have games to make up. Some teams don't. So that's why Mustang has 8 games already put in. Edmond North at the top of the district has 6. But the important thing here is whoever wins this game will be in a firm position to get the 2 seed, especially if it's PC North. Mustang, if they win, will be in a tie with PC North, and both teams will have split head-to-head. So why is this important? Well, if you finish second, and Edmond North, of course, you know how good they are. They'll be hard to catch.
Yeah.
But if you finish second, then you host a regional. And it's a little different in 6A than 5A. 5A usually goes more chalk, but still, even in 6A, it's important, if you want to get to state, to host a regional. That gives you the best shot at it, and that's what these teams are playing for. PC North may not officially, but they'll be close to having this wrapped up. A top 2 seed if they can win this game at home. They already beat Mustang earlier this year. Mustang can make it real interesting if they can come in here and steal a win. And again, hosting a regional, that's a big deal. That gives you the upper edge, I think, to get to state.
100%, and like I said, most people tune in, I'm sure, are familiar, but this used to all be determined by rankings throughout the whole thing. In 5A, 6A this year, it's like this, very similar to football and baseball, other sports that have gone to this kind of district model. You got to figure probably for too long it'll be every class will be like this. But right now it's just 5A, 6A, and these games, we don't need to spell it out for you. Just look at those standings on your screen. These are 2 teams that are bunched up there at the top with Edmond North. And the winner of this game, like you said, especially if it's PC North, is really in the driver's seat. But Mustang not out of this thing to get in the top 2 by any means, especially if they find a way to win tonight. They've got a great shot, like we said, as the calendar begins to shift into February next week. We're on the home stretch now. These games are all huge, trying to get momentum, trying to get big wins to help yourself before the postseason rolls around. And like Jordan said, for the vast majority of the teams that get to state are teams that host regionals. That just sets you up in so much better of a position. So this is going to be a hugely important game on both the girls and boys side. We'll obviously preview the boys side a little bit more when we get there. But on the girls' end of things, we got 2 teams who are bona fide contenders in 6A playing tonight. So this is going to be a really fun matchup. All right, we'll go ahead and step aside here as they're getting ready to do the national anthem. We'll come back in just a couple of minutes. We'll have lineups, and we'll have the game for you. Both ends of this doubleheader, Putnam City North, Mustang, coming up live right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
It's a calling that's kept us free. It's a place to belong. What's the calling? It's doing a job that makes a difference. Serving your community and your country. It's part-time service where the impact is full-time. What's your calling? Air Force Reserve.
Back in Oklahoma City, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray on our OSN Game of the Week. Putnam City North and Mustang. We got both the girls and boys end of this one. Going to be a fun night of hoops. We're glad you're with us on OSN. Starting lineups here coming up first for the Mustang Lady Broncos, the road team here in the road black uniforms. Number 2 is Eliana Valentine Florence. Number 10 is Cherish Haywood. Number 15, Parker Simonson. Number 20 is Crystal Long, 5'9" junior. And then rounding out, number 24, Cameron Bass, a 5'6" senior. Mustang is coached by Katie Smith. They are 13-4 overall, 6-2 in district play. The Putnam City North Lady Panthers, who are the home team tonight, of course, here at the Zoo, like I said, as they call it. Number 1 is Nini Garetta, 5'10" junior. Number 3, Nevaeh Sanchez, a 5'5" senior. Number 11 is Alasia Burrow. She's a 5'8" senior. Number 21, Tyla Kutsodi, a 5'7" sophomore. And number 22, Nakaya Dillard, a 5'8" junior. PC North, coached by Logan Martin. They are 13-3 overall, 6-1 in district play. Mustang, the road team in the road black uniforms, like I said. Red Mustang, red numbers on the chest. PC North in the home whites with that dark red maroon Panthers and numbers on the chest as well. So we're getting ready to get this one going. Jordan, I'm excited for this one. New place for me and you. We go in a lot of places. Another new one checked off. Great facilities here at the Zoo. Glad they could welcome us in. We should have a great night of basketball for you here on OSN.
Yeah, they renovated this place a few years ago, as well as other Putnam City athletic facilities for football and basketball, and I'm sure other sports. And this is real nice. We got a great view. By the way, go and get this out of the way. Cameron Bass of Mustang is the coach's daughter. As Katie Bass used to be her name when she won a state championship at Midwest City back in 2016.
There you go.
And I was at Midwest City for 1 year, overlapping with when she was there before she became the Mustang coach, and since got remarried. So different last names, but always interesting to see how the coach's kid plays.
It feels like everywhere we go to, and we've been to lots of different places, lots of different classes, there's always seems to be a Mid-Del connection of some kind. And if you're on the broadcast, you're going to find it. And it seems like every single time we get someone, and there you go.
Well, I got a lot in high connection ready when we need it.
Absolutely. Opening tip won by Mustang. They're going left to right from our vantage point here. Like we said, great view at the Zoo. Glad to be with us on a Friday night in late January. First possession for the Road Town Mustangs. Open three in the corners off the front of the rim for Valentine Florence. And the Panthers start the basketball back to the way in this hugely pivotal game in 6A1.
Both teams going to the man defense.
Driving to the rim here, tough shot, contested, wouldn't fall for Dillard. And now we got a whistle.
And Dillard got a good shot, but when you don't finish and then you get a foul compounded with that, that's a tough sequence. Just a first foul, but obviously foul is something we watch a little closely too.
Absolutely. First foul charge there on Dillard. Obviously, just getting going. First team foul. Broncos had the basketball the other way. Spin around move. Nice move, but it was swatted by Dillard, so making up for that foul a little bit there with a nice defensive play. Panthers have the basketball back. Still looking for our first points.
Great spin move for Mustang, but that's when you need to finish with your left hand when you go up against a very athletic player like Dillard.
On the elbow here is Dillard. She'll fake the handoff to Burrow. Taking herself to the rim and a nice tough finish. And the Panthers on the board first. Nakia Dillard with the bucket.
I love those fake the handoff moves. Use them sparingly, but when you use them, they can catch the defense off guard, and a turnover here on Mustang. The PC North, of course, last year they were at the Carl Albert Titan Classic, so
some familiarity for us.
I'm a little familiar with some of these players.
I don't know if I ever saw the girls' team last year. I definitely saw the boys' team, though, so I have a little familiarity going in.
I had a couple of their games, so I know they were a very well-rounded team.
Ball on the floor here, nice defensive play, active hands by Cherish Haywood for Mustang to get the turnover. And the Broncos got it going back to the direction. This is Simonson with the basketball. She is a senior for this Broncos team. Hands it off to Bass, gives it right back to her. Lost it, and that's it over and back. Almost saved it, but not quite. Official was on it. So a turnover for the Panthers there.
No question in the early going, the team speed of PC North is causing problems for Mustang's offense. They're not able to really get any type of flow at the moment.
So Panthers set up offensively with a slim 2-0 lead very early. And a bad turnover here as Goretta's pass wide of the mark looking for Kutsodi. That's a turnover. 6:11 to play in the first. Early 2-0 lead for the Panthers.
Player I'm interested to watch for Mustang is Haywood wearing number 10. She had the long hair going when these teams played back in early December. But she still has the long hair, but she didn't have it rolled up like she does now.
Yeah.
But she comes from quite a family as well. I believe her brother and sister played at Mustang, and they were very good players.
Pass in the corner, open three for Simonson. Side of the rim, no good. Boy, it looked right on line, but just a little too much strength on it. So Panthers have it going back the way. Goretta will fire from three, too much. Rebound, though, saved by Dillard. She's kind of been everywhere in these first couple minutes. And the Panthers get a second chance at it.
And one thing I remember about Goretta, she'll fire away. She'll handle the ball a lot, too.
Dillard tried to pass over to Burrow, lost it, but does save it before it goes out of bounds or into the backcourt. Panthers will reset. Left-hand pass to Dillard, puts it on the floor, take it to the rim. Tough finish. So Nakia Dillard with a couple of early buckets, and the Panthers are up 4-0.
She likes that spot. She definitely wants to attack baseline right there.
Simonson passing the corner, and then pump faking the three was Bass, but she shuffled the feet a little bit there. A travel and a turnover for Mustang.
That's at least 3 dead ball turnovers for Mustang in the last 4 or 5 possessions. So they, again, offensively, they are cold right now. They're the team that played this past weekend, Josh. Putnam City North, as we talked about, hasn't played in a couple weeks.
Right, I saw that on the schedule, and I did a bit of a double take. You're right, it's been a couple weeks since these PC North, both the girls and boys teams, have played. So maybe a little bit of rust, you think, early, and as a turnover leads to a foul, as Burrow kind of just broke up the fast break really there.
Yeah, Mustang needed that fast break too, so that's actually not a bad foul.
NBA, you might get a clear path foul call on that. Doesn't exist in high school hoops. As Simonson takes it to the rim and finishes, and Mustang's on the board. A nice finish at the rim there.
Now Mustang doing a little bit of trapping. I don't know if it'll work against PC North. They got too many good guards. See?
Nice pass underneath. Thought for a moment it looked like Kutsodi might have an open look, but passed it out, and it leads to a turnover. Mustang's got it going back to the way, can tie or take the lead. This is Valentine Florence taking it, trying to get to the rim and lost it. It'll go out of bounds and stay at this end.
And one reason that PC North hasn't played in a couple weeks. They had a game against Edmond North canceled this about 10 days ago.
Yeah,
and they just
do
didn't
it.
have a game scheduled for this Tuesday. Combine that with no tournament this past weekend, so that's the recipe for having 2 weeks off in January, which is shocking.
Yeah, very unusual.
You expect to have 2 weeks off over Christmas break, but not during the month of January.
So Mustangs got it back still, kept it off that deflection as we near the midway point of the first quarter. Teams kind of filling each other out here early. Certainly know each other well, like Jordan said, played earlier this year. Got a kick ball here. Looked like it was going to be a turnover, but the kick ball is going to save Mustang a little bit.
Yeah, PC North won, I believe. The score was 45-39, so you know they had their defense going in that game.
Jumper from just beyond the free throw line is up and good for Cherish Haywood. So Mustang responds to PC North's 4-0 little burst with one of their own, and we're back even as we cross the midway point of the first quarter. Panthers' Nevaeh Sanchez with it here. Gives it underneath right at the free throw line to Demi Howard. Freshman just into the game, and she takes it to the rim and finishes. So hello, freshman.
That was a freshman?
According to my roster.
Unbelievable move. And to do it, to catch and just know what to do right away. For a freshman to do that at the varsity level, that's pretty good.
Now another turnover for Mustang as they got an offensive foul charge to Haywood. First one on the Broncos. Panthers with just the 2. As we got 3.5 to play in the first quarter. This is Garetta with it. Gives it up left side to Sanchez. Sanchez top to Howard, who had that bucket a second ago. Right in front of the Mustang bench. Rocket pass underneath to Dillard. And, that's a big call. They're going to get Dillard, or they're going to give her the block. That would have been the second foul on Dillard if they called it, but they go on the defense there.
Now,
that's a big call. What did you see there, Jordan?
She's very happy with that one. She's dancing a little bit. Here's what I think. She didn't see the Mustang defender going. And I don't know if that affects the ref's decision or not. She missed the first, but she was catching the ball. And, normally when a player's catching the ball, you want to give him room to come down with the ball.
Would have been a big call because it would have been 2 on Dillard in this first quarter. But instead she avoids it, splits the trip, so the Panthers still lead by just one score, 7-4, 3:15 to play in the first. Getting up the sideline here, breaking some pressure. Kick out, 3 ball for Bass, won't go off the back iron. Long rebound comes out to Howard, who travels.
Yeah, you got to be careful. When you get a defensive rebound in that area, there's defenders behind you. You really need to survey the area behind you before you start dribbling. If you're going to start doing that. Otherwise, get it to another player that has a more open lane.
Simonson with it. She'll fire from 3. Air balls is short. Might have been partially blocked, not sure. Was saved off the inbound by Long, but the Panthers end up with it. Get a 3 look here, won't go. Nice rebound here. And to the rim and finishing, that's Howard again. So the freshman with a couple of buckets. And it's a 5-0 run for PC North. Simonson the other way to the rim. Some nice moves there, but hit and fouled.
What a luxury for PC North to be able to bring Howard off the bench, and she can instantly provide inside scoring for them. Meanwhile, for Mustang, it's clear that Simonson gets a lot of chance to create, and it's had a bit of a rough day so far. She misses that free throw. She has 1 basket.
I was thinking the same thing. Obviously, Mustang not a team that we see all the time.
We got a baby on the floor. I'll go get down the camera shot.
Little kid just bolted onto the floor.
And now they're going the opposite side.
Kind of amazing that doesn't happen more often in these gyms where the fans, because the fans on this side you can't really see in the camera shot. On the near side here their feet are on the floor. It's one of those types of
We can
setups.
laugh about it when it happens in a dead ball situation.
Right.
Nice putback.
Yeah, free throw no good for Simonson, 0 for 2 trip, but Haywood there to clean it up and get the putback. So an offensive rebound and bucket off a missed free throw. That'll drive you crazy if you're PC North coach Logan Martin.
I think it shows Mustang needs to make a more concerted effort to give the ball to Haywood.
3 ball in the wing, Clackums. Our first 3 ball today is from Nevaeh Sanchez. And now the Panthers have their biggest lead, still obviously very early, but at 6, 12-6. Simonson in the direction for the Broncos, who, like you said, doing a lot of the ball handling right now. Haywood also a big part of this. Bass for 3, side of the rim no good. Rebound on the floor and scooped up by Sanchez. Panthers looking to add on. Nice move by Sanchez all the way to the rim, and she finishes. That was pretty from Nevaeh Sanchez. Panthers have opened up an 8-point lead, and we got a timeout taken here by Coach Smith and the Broncos. Just a 30-second timeout. This feels like a good timeout, right, Jordan? I mean, you're down 8 on the road. You got to try and wrangle this thing in a little bit.
It does. And what we're seeing is PC North just has more creators on offense. They've attacked the ball with 3 different players that just made really good moves. You know, Sanchez hit that 3. I think she made the last 2 as well. And you had Dillard scoring and Howard. So they got more players who can just create shots. Mustang doesn't really have anyone who looks like they can create a good shot consistently. Again, I think Haywood needs to try to do that for him, but it really hasn't happened a lot yet. She did create open 3 for Bass on the previous possession for Mustang that just didn't fall. So this is where you really want to make sure you get the ball in the hands of your best players. Not that Simonson isn't.
Right.
But it just hasn't been her night yet.
So, minute 53 to play in the first. Early 8-0 hole for Mustang. Still a whole long way here to go, obviously. Oklahoma Sports Network, glad you be with us on a Friday night. OSN Game of the Week. PC North and Mustang. We have a tie-up here as Simonson lost her dribble, and it'll go jump ball. Arrow's going to give it to the Panthers, so a bad turnover there for Mustang right out of the timeout.
Turnovers have been a big story.
Yeah.
And that's no difference. PC North can create turnovers. Mustang has actually created a couple on their own, but they haven't done it enough. They have not been disruptive enough on defense. PC North has been to Mustang.
Here's Goretta with it. She feeds it off to Burrow. Pump fake the 3, put on the floor, gives it back to Goretta. Sanchez, who's gotten hot last few possessions. Howard, rocket pass looking for Rashia Miller, who's another freshman just into the game off the bench. Pass was a little high and had a little steam on it.
Howard had the right idea, just put, like you said, too much steam on it. But the thing is, these PC North players are looking around the basket. So they catch the ball around the paint. They're not panicking. They're surveying the floor. And that's going to continue to lead to impressive shots for them if they keep doing that.
Haywood will take it, feeds off, nice find to Cameron Engels just into the game, missed the open mid-range 2. That's a good look. But a turnover here off the rebound. Haywood can't finish. Putback attempt, still no. But another opportunity. Simonson from the free throw line, and she got it. So Mustang staying with it. Lots of offensive rebounds. Eventually leads to a bucket. It's 14-8.
Well, you had a lot of PC North players trying to leak out in transition. And once that pass was stolen, because that player had nowhere to go, there needed to be a player helping her out and as kind of a safety for him. And once that pass got stolen, Mustang had a big numbers advantage around the paint.
Howard thought about the 3. Good closeout there by Mustang defender. I think that was Engels breaking that up. Sanchez going to fire away from way deep. Bombs away. Clackham's. I guess when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Sanchez lets one loose from way deep and hits. Panthers lead by 9. Here's Simonson. Takes it to the rim. Right-hand floater comes up short. Rebound is on the floor. Saved by Mustang. Kick out. Open look at a 3 for Valentine Florence. No good and goes over the backboard. So a very good first quarter for the home team, leading by 9 and can add to it here with 5 seconds still to go.
They're doing it from all sorts of ways, PC North is. They've made some free throws. They've made some points in the paint. They've hit a couple of threes. They've shown a very complete team here so far.
Sanchez smartly waiting to touch the basketball. Now she does. This is who you want shooting it right now. She'll give it up underneath.
Nice.
I think this will count, but it doesn't go. That was good. That was nice ball movement, good design.
You had only 5 seconds, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the passing from PC North has been tremendous. They're just better than Mustang in several different facets right now. We'll see if that stays.
All right, 1 quarter in the book. Good start for the home team. 17-8 PC North after 1 second quarter on the way on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Live back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. The OSN Game of the Week. We had a double dip for you on a Friday night. Mustang and PC North, both on the girls and boys side, very important games in the 6A1 playoff race.
Yep, for this game, again, a number 2 seed, which means you host a regional is what's on the line here. Not completely on the line, but again, that's what's
in the driver's seat,
Totally in the driver's seat.
So Mustang, a rough first quarter, down 17-8, but still plenty of time. They almost turned over here. It's kicked around everywhere. Eventually, they do save it. This is Maya Alston, a sophomore, number 12, with the ball. She gives it up to Simonson, who does a lot of the ball handling for the Broncos, senior.
I think Alston started for them in their game against PC North in December, and she looks like what I remember her being as a guard, a long, tall guard.
Bass thought about it and said gives it up. This is Engels with the ball, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Scoop pass. The lefty misses there. That was long. End up with their own rebound and a hard fall for Dillard. That's always a scary play, those going for the block shot and they pump fake it. You just got nowhere to go.
You know, it's I don't know if you call it a lost art. They teach, like tall players I think of from Dale City, like Brandon Garrison and Shelby Thornton. Don't bite on pump fakes, but that should be taught to all players. And in that case, normally it's to avoid fouls. In that case, it was a safety issue because the travel had already been committed, so there was no chance for a foul. But still, there's a chance to fall hard on the floor.
So PC North's got it back, holding their biggest lead so far in 9. They've kind of just slowly pushed out more and more and more. See if they can add to it here. Nice feed underneath to Dillard, who's feeling okay. And that was a pretty left-hand finish for Nakia Dillard.
Again, the interior passing from PC North has been tremendous. And if it wasn't for those 2 made threes, that's why they have so much going for them now. I would say, if you're Mustang, go zone, packing it in. But PC North hit a couple threes.
Pass wide of the mark goes into the backcourt. They're not going to call over and back. And it looked like Haywood was expecting it. It didn't happen. Turned it over, but then they are able to turn it over right back. Broncos have it, trailing by 11. Need buckets. Simonson, long pass to Ingles. Thought about the three, instead she'll put on the floor. Haywood now with it. She gets tied up, able to get rid of it. Round the horn to Bass for 3. Back iron, no. Rebound, though. Putback attempt is there for Haywood. That's an important and very needed basket for Mustang.
Where would they be without Cherish Haywood? They'd be getting pounded right now. So,
hanging in.
They need more of her, basically, is when it comes to shooting and creating.
Mustang's been trying to generate open looks from 3, and it hasn't really been able to happen. PC North has done a really good job contesting and closing out, not giving them anything. But then the few they've gotten, they haven't hit yet. It's looking for that first three-pointer. Dillard on the other side just goes round her defender. That's a travel. Looked a little too good. Moved the feet. Yeah. Good job by, I think that was Simonson, right? Holding her ground there.
Yep. Well, one of the things that players try to do in that situation is you want to go up and under. You still want to shoot with your right hand, and it probably would have been a travel anyway, but that's where you want to go up with your left hand if you can. Maybe that will allow you to shoot it a little quicker.
So here's Simonson. Guarded closely by Miller. Hands it off to Valentine Florence. She'll go down the lane. Had her shot partially blocked. Came up short. PC Norris got a break going. Here's Miller racing down, and she just lost it. Haywood just picked her pocket, but then a bad pass is deflected. Dillard ended up with it. And she'll kick it out for Sanchez. Pass wide of the mark. Bit of a hectic sequence there. Leads to turnovers both ways and no points.
Well, Dillard has a pretty kind of a hectic style around the basket. She's going to try to do something, and sometimes maybe she'll try to do too much. But for the most part, her team benefits from that type of play from her.
Kutsodi back in the game for PC North. Number 21 replaces Miller. As the Broncos, they've gotten a few stops in a row here. Haven't really been able to cut in, though, because they're not scoring much. But still just down 9, hanging in. This is Valentine Florence losing it. Eventually just picks it up. Hands off to Simonson. Takes out her defender. Closed out by Sanchez. Trying to shake her, but Sanchez giving her nothing. PC North bench loves it. Now she'll take it out. A right-hand floater. Back iron, no. Got her own miss. Pulled back is swatted by Dillard. That was a vicious rejection, and it leads to a break here for PC North. Mustang's got numbers getting back, though. Slows it up. Greta will take it down at Simonson. Turnaround shot. That was pretty.
So you could add Greta to the list of players that can just create their own shot. And it's just a lot harder for Mustang to get the ball in the paint and get in a good shot than it is for PC North right now.
Just past the midway point of the second, 21-10 Panthers. Open three for Valentine Florence. Touched a light, I think, on the way up. A moon ball rims off. Another empty trip for Mustang. Another missed three-pointer. They've been trying to get going from deep, and it's just not happening.
Haven't made one yet.
That old cliche, live and die by the three. Right now, Mustang's kind of dying by the three because they're not hitting them. Here's Dillard on the block. Turnaround move with the left. Finishes and the foul. Well, her ability to finish with the left. You don't get a ton of high school players who can do it that well. She's had a couple already. So the Panthers lead it by 13 and have a free throw coming to add on.
Florence, who got the foul, she's coming out for Mustang. She just gives up too much size. You can't let a player with that type of skill catch the ball that close to the basket. But that's, again, part of PC North's interior passing that's so good.
So Dillard tries to complete the three-point play. Cannot. Rebound rolls off, pulled in by Simonson. By the way, into the game for Mustang for the first time, Riley Trammell, 6'2 senior, just checked in, so he gives the Broncos some size. Meanwhile, we got a foul here on the Panthers.
PC North had a good trap going after a missed free throw, which not all teams will try to do that, but when you know you have a speed and athletic advantage, you will. PC North almost got it to work, but they called the foul.
Major knock on wood here, but not a lot of fouls. Neither team got to the bonus in the first quarter. Both teams with just one in this second quarter as we get about 3 minutes to go. Dillard poked it away, hit off the back of Howard, went right back to her. It was almost like it was planned. Now another deflection, lots of turnovers here. Both defenses very aggressive, and they're getting away with it. Officials are letting them play.
I think Simonson got away with a grab.
Trammell getting hounded here. Got to get rid of it. Eventually does to Haywood. Can Mustang close this half strong? That's kind of the question now. I mean, just get it back to single digits or so. Feel like you have a little bit of momentum going into the locker room. That's got to be the goal of the last 2.5 here. Simonson with it, takes it with her right hand. Pass given up to Long. That's an offensive foul, just bowled over her defender.
Yeah, that's a good call.
It's the first one on Long, second team foul, so another turnover.
That's the thing. Mustang cannot get separation on offense.
Yeah, you're right.
They cannot, they cannot get a comfortable shot.
So the Panthers have it back. Sanchez brings it up, hands it off to Kutsodi.
2-3 zone looks like for the Broncos.
Bounce pass underneath to Sanchez. Trying to get some room. Eventually just gives it up instead to Burrow, who will fire away. Can't hit. Rebound Simonson. PC North's cooled off a little bit offensively the last 3-4 minutes, but Mustang just is having such a hard time. Simonson another miss. Rebound, though. Trammell had a shot at it, but lost it. Panthers start the fast break the other direction. Kick out. Howard, and that's an offensive foul this direction. So a good charge there taken by Bass.
There's the coach's daughter.
Yeah.
She's had a rough first half because she's obviously a three-point gunner and hasn't been able to make one yet. But showed good fundamentals there by drawing that charge.
Cameron Ingalls back in for Mustang, replaces Long.
I think one thing that's helped Mustang, they've switched to a 2-3 zone. And if you're getting killed in the interior, that's the best zone defense to play. Obvious concern is, can players like Guerrera or Sanchez knock down threes against it?
Or do the Broncos go for some offense? It's been clear that Simonson's been the one kind of steering the boat, and she's had some nice looks, just isn't hitting them right now.
And Haywood's not in the game.
Cherish Haywood, she's back in there just now. Just sub back in. Handoff, Bass, a really deep three. That won't go. It's online, but a little off the mark. Rebound, Howard. She'll start the break for the Panthers. Spin move, bad pass. Haywood picks it off. Broncos try to start a fast break, but PC North does a good job getting back. Haywood, though, will take it to the rim, and she's blocked by Dillard. Cleaned up by Ingalls, can't roll home. Simonson rebound, put back. That won't roll home either. Now the ball's on the floor. It's being kicked around everywhere, and eventually Sanchez picks it up for North, but a turnover here once more. So after all that, Mustang keeps it as we're into the final minute of the quarter. The Broncos have just 2 points. 2 points in this second quarter right now. The saving grace, though, is that PC North only got 6. I mean, they're not in great shape by any means, but it could be much worse than it is with the drought they're on offensively right now.
Mustangs defense has caught up a bit to PC North. They're starting to be able to force more turnovers, take advantage of a bit of – PC North's gotten a bit reckless with the ball, but unfortunately for the Broncos, they cannot translate that into points.
Pass inbound, it gets knocked out of bounds by Dillard.
So even inbounding the ball is hard.
Yep.
They're having to – Mustangs having to labor for anything they get on offense.
You mentioned it. These two teams played once before, and PC North won it, but it was a very competitive game. So far, it's been really controlled by the home team here. But still got a long way to go. Simonson with it. Hands it off to just into the game for the Broncos. That's Allie Brayton for the first time, a senior. Turnover, though. Panthers got it. Sanchez to the rim. Can't finish through some contact. Broncos have it back. This is Haywood once more on the elbow. Kick out Simonson. She'll fire away from 3. Front of the rim, no. And a rebounding foul going to be called, I think, on Haywood. Mustang continues to just stay ice cold from three-point range. Still haven't hit one.
Yep, so, we're wondering heading into this game, is it going to be rest or rust for PC North? It's been rest.
So far, rest, yes.
That's when, the time off works for you. Now, a bit of rust might set in with shooting, but we haven't seen it. They've been sharp on offense. That's what you get most concerned about after a long layoff is, shooting the ball and half-court execution. That was really good in the first quarter. So if they're cooling off now, it's just because they're cooling off, not really because of the layoff.
So Panthers holding for the final shot. Dillard takes the rim and didn't hit. They did leave a few seconds here. Simonson's going to have to really heave one, and, that's a foul. Are they going to give her the shot? If they give her the shot, that's a wild call. I don't think they're going to.
No, that's what
she was
determines
shooting.
Yeah. I think they are.
All right. How about that? You got no time on the clock right now.
It made sense. It's only the third foul on PC North, so it makes sense that Sanchez would even apply that pressure, but
wow, they're giving her on the shot.
Just kind of crazy. You got to kind of anticipate when the team's going to shoot. She should be getting 3 shots, though, but again, Simonson's had a rough night.
Yeah, missed the first one.
You need every point you can get here if you're Mustang. That is a break.
Simonson has not scored. Think of all the shots she's taken and good looks, and now she's 0 for 2 at the free throw line here.
She's frustrated. She needs to hold that follow through. There she goes. Still
Out
missed
the
it.
back iron. So an 0 for 3 trip, a frustrating first half for Simonson, and Mustang, they got to be frustrated overall. Offensively, it just wasn't there. Only 2 points in that second quarter, but their defense is keeping them in it. Still within shouting distance, down 13 at the end of the first half. All right, we'll go ahead and step aside here for a few minutes. Jordan and I will rejoin you shortly, and then we'll bring you the second half of this one. PC North Mustang, the OSN Game of the Week on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
want to start?
I want to start a car mechanic shop.
Let's say we go to Scissor Tip.
Ready to go get some coffee?
Yeah, let's go.
You got it.
I think she was from Rose State.
2, 3.
Woohoo!
Congratulations, Rose State college graduates.
Alrighty, back at the Zoo, Putnam City North High School, getting you ready for this second half here between PC North and Mustang. 23-10 in favor of the hometown team as you get ready to start the second half. A reminder here as you look at the standings coming into tonight. PC North and Mustang right in that 2-3 slot. Jumbled up. This is a very important game toward hosting a regional, as we've talked about a couple times on the broadcast. So an interesting second half here. Can PC North finish the deal at home, or can Mustang rally and get what would be obviously a massive road win? We're going to find out right about now. Jordan, as we get ready to start the second half, what's Mustang got to do to try and, overcome this hole that they're in and find a way to get some offense going and try to come back?
Well, first off, just to add a little bit to the district standings, whoever finishes third probably have to go to Edmond Santa Fe. Mm-hmm. And you'll have to beat Edmond Santa Fe more than likely if you want to win the regional, which will make getting to state a lot easier. So that's not easy to do. Edmond Santa Fe, of course, had this big win against PC West after PC West snapped Edmond North's 47-game win streak. Right. As for Mustang here, they have to find what's going to get them comfortable against PC North's defense. And to me, again, that's a lot of Haywood. They should go into her not into her, but maybe give her the ball in scoring spots early and often this quarter.
So PC North has got the basketball first, going left to right from our vantage point here, just above the court. At the Zoo, an open three, Clackums. That's not the way you want to start the second half if you're Mustang, as Alasia Burrow ripping an open three. And the lead is up to 16 at 26-10.
Such a big difference, a three-point shot. PC North hit 3 of them. Yep. Mustang none.
See if they can get it going, or at least try to get away from it. Good first possession for the Broncos as a nice feed underneath and a finish to Crystal Long. So Mustang only scored 2 points in the second quarter. They got 2 already in the first 40 seconds or so here of the third quarter.
It's a good sign for Mustang. They took they went against some heavy pressure from PC North and were able to get a good basket out of it. So they can get more comfortable against PC North's defense, whatever it is, especially pressure defense, then they could start to string some offense together.
Sanchez with the basketball for PC North. Pass is deflected by Haywood. It's on the floor. Bodies everywhere. We're going to have a tie-up here. And the arrow is going to favor the Broncos. So active hands by Haywood to poke that away. And then Valentine Florence hitting the floor. Gets a tie-up and a turnover.
So Haywood was denying near the top of the key. I believe it was that Dillard. She was denying the ball, and PC North wanted to give her the ball. And so Haywood, showing her size and athleticism, was able to completely disrupt that play against PC North.
Sanchez comes out. Demi Howard, the freshman, back in her place here. She's guarding Haywood here, takes it right at her, and draws contact and the foul. We'll see who it's actually on.
That's the very thing I was saying Mustang should do.
It is on Howard, so her second. Team first, early part of this third quarter. She'll go have a talking to with Coach Martin as Haywood hits the line and shoots 2. Another missed free throw. Mustang missing entirely too many free throws for a team that's struggling to get offense going, trying to get something going on the scoreboard. You had Simonson miss those 3 right at the end of the first half. Haywood missing 1 here. Does split the trip. 26-13, Panthers have it back. Down the baseline here, and a tough finish at the rim, and 1 for Kutsodi.
Now that is a play created off a made free throw. Teams will work on this, Josh. They'll work on kind of a secondary break play after the opponent makes a free throw, and you're gonna beat that. You're gonna achieve that by passing the ball along the sideline. And what's his name again? Hard to pronounce.
Kutsodi.
Kutsodi just caught it.
Kutsodi.
And the play was for her to create on that right corner, and she did.
And nearly a turnover here. Darby punched that out of bounds. We're going to say last touch by the Broncos. So let Darby just knock that back.
I thought she did. That's can't say for sure that's a bad call, but
yeah, right.
Simonson didn't argue it, so Simon didn't say it was wrong. Okay, I made a little joke there. Feel bad for her. Again, it's just
it's been a frustrating game for her. Certainly.
You know she's a better player than what we've seen.
Yep. Greta gets it in to the back behind three-point line to Burrow, hands it off to Darby. Darby takes it right at her defender. Tough. It spoke a little too soon. Rolled off. Then she gets her own rebound and gets tied up there. We'll keep it down here with the Panthers. So the freshman Darby has given Coach Martin and the Panthers some really good minutes off the bench in this game.
These freshmen, Howard and Darby, you know, they got some strength to them you don't normally see in freshmen. Got a good shot there using her strength. Just couldn't get to go.
A lot of this PC North team will be back next year, including Dillard, who's been great in this game. Missed that shot. Dillard just a junior. Panthers certainly set up, not just this year, but moving forward. Under Coach Martin, really good program out here. Simonson trying to get away from Goretta, who's another junior, will be back on next year's team. Almost got the turnover, said she'll give it up. This is Long, trying to hand it off to Bass and lost it. She does able to save it. Simonson will go ahead and fire away from 3 now. Just off. Broncos still have not made a 3 in this game.
Well, you understand why she shot it, but it's not a great shot because she had Haywood open under the basket along that short corner.
Dillard trying to get the strong finish. Can't, but the rebound put back, no. Almost got her own miss again. Engels ends up within a big elbow up top to Howard.
So this is the risk you run when you want to constantly trap players that get the rebound, because they're kind of taught to not intentionally swing your elbows, but you're definitely going to swing the ball some side to side.
Yeah.
And you run the risk of having your face in the wrong spot at the wrong time, but at least that player's okay, it looks like.
So the Broncos get it back, still down 16. Howard just pressuring Long on the sideline there, just threw it off her leg.
Howard did a good job of cutting the baseline off. That's real important when you play that type of defense. You don't let them get around you on that baseline, and she didn't. Now PC North kind of scaling back a bit on defense there.
Simonson from the elbow, and there she goes. It's been a rough go of it, but maybe that'll break the seal a little bit. Simonson with a nice jumper there.
And maybe that will give her the boost of confidence she needs.
Makes it 29-15. Underneath to Goretta, nice pass and a nice finish.
Goes back to what I was saying in the first half. In great interior passing from PC North. They run some good plays on offense.
Long racing down the floor here. A lot of contact. Ball in the air didn't go, but they will call the block on Dillard.
Long's one of those players that's got some size for Mustang. We haven't really seen her do much in the first half, but I think she has, to me, the skill and the build to try to make something happen along with Haywood.
So our first little taste of foul trouble here, as Dillard now has got 3 after that latest one. Another missed free throw for Mustang. So Dillard will have to come out with the 3 fouls. They're also going to take Burrow out. They're going to get Sanchez and Miller back in.
So you take out a player that's made a 3 in Burrow, you replace her with another one that's made a 3 this game in Sanchez.
Couple.
Yep.
Another empty trip at the line, but a rebound for Engels buys him another opportunity. Simonson for 3. Boy, it looked good. Rimmed off. Rebound, though, Engels buys Mustang another opportunity, and they'll back out and reset. Feed over to Bass. Thought about it for a second, but Miller right in her face. We'll have to give it up, and they'll have to reset things. Feels like every time there's kind of a frantic sequence where you think Mustang might get an open look, a Peace North defender closes out real quick, and they have to just reset anyway. Panthers defense has been really good. Simonson with it here. Over to Bass. Kind of again. Thought she might have an open look. Nope. Defender right up on her. Had to give it up. Underneath Long. Kick out Simonson. Gives it over to Haywood. And again, Mustang will have to reset things. Peace North just giving them no space anywhere. Haywood into the lane. Banked home that shot. There's a whistle. They're going to give her the shot on that? No, surely not.
No. Foul on the floor. There's a reach in on PC North.
That's almost a foul. That's a foul you don't want if you're Mustang almost, because that was a good finish by Haywood. Floated that one home. Foul was called on Miller. First.
We're almost halfway through the third quarter, and now it's 4 fouls on PC North. So
good call. Yeah.
That's something that maybe Mustang can take advantage of, because PC North definitely, they like to reach in. They like to gamble on defense. So you use that to your advantage.
But unfortunately, haven't been hitting their free throws so far. But we'll see. Here's Haywood, gives it up to Long on the elbow. Now she's putting the floor. That's a good move and a nice finish. That little pump fake got a lot of room. Finished at the rim.
Where's that been? Crystal Long, she's showing what she can do.
Open 3 the other side, air balls. I don't know if it was deflected or not. Either way, Mustang gets it down 14. Can they get a little momentum here going offensively? Simonson, even though she's missed a couple here, the shots just kind of look better.
Yeah. Well, she should be creating, in my opinion, for Haywood and Long. There you go.
Long on the elbow, spin move to the rim, and a tough finish. That's another great move by Long. And Mustang with a little bit of offensive momentum here. And a timeout taken by PC North with 3:32 to go in the third. Just a 30-second timeout. Jordan, obviously Mustang only down 12 here. Got a lot of time. Offense seems to be finding its footing a little bit.
Oh, by far their best offensive quarter so far.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because, again, Haywood early on, and now Long has really stepped up for Mustangs.
Just 8 points in the first quarter, then 2. That's it. 2 in the second. Already got 9 on the board here in the third with still obviously a little less than half the quarter to go. Starting to find it a little bit. Mustangs defense has been pretty good throughout. Going to need a lot of stops here, certainly, to continue to claw your way back into it, but they've worked it back down to 12 after it looked like PC North was going to just run away. See what they can do the rest of the way here. I feel like you can get it to single digits or so by the end of the quarter. You're feeling like you got a shot.
Yeah, credit Simonson again. Her shot's not falling, so she's finding the teammates she needs to find. At least she did on that last sequence.
Greta with the ball for the Panthers. Guarded by Haywood. Surveying the floor, see what they decide to do out of the timeout here. Gives it up to Miller. Miller handoff Sanchez. And Peace North will back it out and kind of reset some things offensively. Greta takes that Haywood. Screen set by Sanchez. Try to back it out. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot. Either way, it was deflected.
I don't know either. That was odd.
It was weird. Broncos end up with the basketball. They could get it down to 10 or even 9 with a three-pointer. Simonson, meanwhile, is being hounded. Defense is all over. Did a good job just to get rid of it. Haywood had Bass wide open in the corner, but the pass was deflected. And then she's hit and knocked out of bounds, and it'll be a foul called on Goretta, and that means free throws for Mustang because, as you pointed out, they're into the bonus now.
Yeah, we're talking about 35 feet away from the basket. You got one of your better players now shooting. And that's just a case where Goretta, again, you know you're the quicker team. You want to play high-pressure defense. And at least to gambles, you really hate committing that foul when you're that far away from the basket and you're sending the other team to the free throw line.
So Haywood shoots 2, and she got the first one. So Mustang has doubled their point total in the third quarter here. And they can get it down to a 10-point game if they can make this one. A lot of momentum right now. By the way, a lot of Mustang faithful has made not the long trip certainly, but the trip here to PC North. Free throw no good. Engels has got it. Simonson now with it. Right-hand shot comes up short. That would have got it down to 9.
Yeah, the shooting's the problem, obviously, for Mustang throughout the game. But one thing they've actually had done well some is getting offensive rebounds, but they haven't translated that into points yet.
31-20 the score. 2:21 and counting to play in the third. Now we're going to get one official called 5 seconds. The other official granted a PC North timeout just before that call. That was really close. And good coaching by Coach
If you don't
Martin.
mind, burn the timeout. That was a great one because what I've noticed this year, Josh, is the refs call that 5 seconds more tightly than they have before. That's what it seems like anyway.
I'm with you because I feel like in the games that we've done, we just got done doing the Titan Classic.
Yeah.
I feel like every game had at least one, and you sometimes could go weeks without seeing it. And you're right; it's been seemingly an emphasis from officiating and officials so far this season.
And you will see refs do that even in the third quarter. You might see them in the second quarter. They will use timeouts to save possessions. They feel like it's not too early to do that.
So 2:20 to go in the third. We thank you so much for tuning in on the Oklahoma Sports Network on a Friday night at Putnam City North as they host Mustang. We'll have the boys game to follow here on OSN. It's another very important game in the standings. A little different circumstances than this one, as those are teams more around the middle of the district standings. We'll go through that before we get there, but an important game nonetheless. We look forward to bringing that one to you after this one.
By the way, it appears that's PC North's first timeout, so that's a pretty good one to use when you haven't used any timeouts yet.
Miller to the rim. Left-hand shot won't go, but she's hit and fouled. And so some free throws coming here for the hometown Panthers.
It's a good possession out of timeout for PC North because, their offense has been their offense has been gradually worse. And part of it's because they're not getting in the paint as effectively as they need to. So that's a good possession for them.
First foul on Ingles. First free throw's good.
And what you're not going to see is Cameron Bass is on the other end of the floor, and PC North doesn't see her, so Mustang might try to run a quick play for her off a made free throw.
Second one also good, so 2-for-2 trip to the line there.
Well, they didn't try that. I'm surprised. Cameron Bass was all alone. I thought Mustang might try to run a quick play off a made free throw, but they didn't do that.
Simonson with the ball for the Broncos. Can they get that momentum back that they had into the timeout? Long was open in the paint there. Bass just didn't see her, didn't want to pull the trigger. Took it to the rim herself and couldn't finish it. You can hear the Mustang fans all see it like, oh.
Well, I wonder what her mom's going to say to her. That's the parent who matters.
Yeah.
Being also the head coach.
Yeah, right. Panthers have it back up by 13. Lead was whittled down to 11. 3 for Goretta is going to come up short. Rebound Haywood. Broncos have it back. Still with plenty of time, certainly, to try and get back in this thing down the home stretch. Simonson with it. A little hesitation. She'll take it with her left. Couldn't quite get it to roll home. Rebound comes out, pulled in by Long, and a second chance again for Mustang. Like you said, they've done a pretty good job on the offensive glass, just haven't hit enough shots.
Well, they're not running anything right now for Haywood.
Here's Haywood with it.
There she is.
Pulls up in front of the free throw line, and she's got it. That was pretty.
Cherish Haywood and Long for Mustang. That's the ticket, those two.
Certainly those two have been a big part of Mustang hanging in this thing, as they're now down again just 11 with 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Goretta step back three comes up short and off to the side. Air ball. Hit nothing but the floor. Out of bounds. Mustang will have it back.
Shot selection for PC North has gotten a little worse.
Yeah.
And how long will they go without Dillard?
Well, like we said, get down to single digits at the end of the quarter. You're probably in good shape. They're down 11 right now. A bucket would do that with 30 seconds to play here in the third. Bass going to fire away from deep. Boy, that felt like it would have been huge if it went, but.
Yeah, I don't know about that shot. She's not shy to shoot, though. And
that's a travel. Yeah. Fast break as Sanchez kind of got caught up. Broncos did a good job limiting her options. And
that's something they hadn't done in the first half was get all your defenders in position so you can take away some of those interior passes. But they did a good job of doing that right there off the miss.
Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Can the Broncos get within 10 with a bucket here? Haywood goes across the lane, right-hand floater, try to bank it. No, got her own miss, though. They still have time. Kick out Simonson to her left. She'll fire at the buzzer. Didn't go. Thought there maybe was some contact, but Simonson's not complaining, and that's going to end the third quarter. So after 3, it's PC North 33, Mustang 22. Going to be an interesting finish here at the Zoo. Come back for it. Fourth quarter on the way on the Oklahoma Sports Network. All right, back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray on a Friday night at the Zoo, PC North High School, where the Panthers are hosting the Mustang Broncos in a pivotal 6A District 1 matchup. The Panthers have pretty much controlled things. Mustang worked their way back into it, certainly, though, in that third quarter, be within shouting distance as we go to the fourth with an 11-point game. Broncos have the basketball first, trailing by 11. Ball deflected out of bounds. So see what they can do. Like we said, certainly by far Mustang's best offensive quarter in that third, scoring 12 points, but they're still down 11 as we get to the final frame. See if they can't put together a rally.
Well, the big two are still in for Mustang. That's Haywood and Long, so will they keep trying to create?
They've kept their starters in, especially Simonson and like you said, Long.
They do have Bass out
Haywood,
right now.
Yeah. By the way, Dillard back in the game for the Panthers. Talk about that. So she's back in with the 3 fouls. We'll see if she picks up a fourth, how they handle that. Meanwhile, Miller just absolutely ripped that away and start the break for the Panthers, who are leading by 11. And now you wonder, are they going to slow play these possessions at all to try and milk that clock?
Well, it's going to be something we have to look out for. Can Mustang apply pressure defense and try to force turnovers?
Oh,
it almost did
it. Yeah. Ball goes out of bounds as Goretta, lost handle on it.
That's a case where Goretta was probably trying to do too much. But if there's a point in time in this quarter where Mustang decides they need to start trapping, can they have an effective trap? Can they start to force turnovers?
Inbound pass deflected out of bounds. Simonson making it tough as they try to get it in to Burrow, but couldn't quite get it to her.
It's one of the things they need to do, deny a pass. Deny an inbounds pass, especially to the key players for PC North. And they're doing that right here. That was not easy.
Just found a way to slip it in to Goretta. So Panthers have the basketball just over a minute into this fourth quarter. Trying to move to 7-1 in district play. Burrow will fire away from deep. Clock comes. A bomb from Burrow makes it a 14-point lead.
She knew she was going to shoot it before she caught it. That's a big deal when you know that.
That's a gut punch shot to start this quarter off for Mustang. Still got time. Long to the rim. Can't finish. That was a good look. Goretta rips down the board. Fast break for the Panthers. They've got numbers. Goretta all the way to the rim. Euro step. Scoop layup attempt won't go. And it's going to be a blocking foul called on Valentine Florence.
Yeah, I've been complimenting PC North for their interior passing, but I think Goretta should have passed it to Miller. But she gets 2 free throws.
First foul of the quarter on Mustang. The fourth personal on Eliana Valentine Florence. So a starter for the Broncos. Only has one more to give before, well, does have one more to give. One more and she's done. His first free throw's good.
One of the things to look out for, if you guys, for those of you who follow high school basketball, PC North had their game against Edmond North canceled. We wanted to do that game, right?
Considered.
Yep.
Yeah, we considered
really thought about it. I wasn't available, but you were really thinking hard about it. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I had reached out. It was in the works, potentially, yeah.
So we'll see when they reschedule that game. It'd be a very interesting girls' game.
Absolutely. Across the lane here is Ingles, feeds it off to Long. She'll fire from the free throw line and got it. Nice smooth stroke there, cuts it back down to 13 with 6:04 left. And we have a timeout taken by Mustang with 6:04 to play. It's another 30, oh no, it's a full timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it too. A little over 6 minutes to go here at PC North. Panthers trying to hang on and get a big district win. Fourth quarter continues next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back at the Zoo, Putnam City North High School. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray, our OSN Game of the Week presentation on a Friday night. 6:04 to play in our first of two. We're going to have both games, both girls and boys this evening. PC North currently leading Mustang 37-24. Mustang just close enough that they're not quite out of it, but you got to start to make a move now. I mean, your time is not your friend at the moment.
So off the timeout, Mustang extending their defense a bit. Looks like a full court man. We got, I believe that's Haywood defending Goretta.
Indeed it is, as Goretta trying to shake off Haywood. That's a 5-second call, so just as we were talking about, it's seeming like that's kind of been a little more willing to be called this season. We get one there. And a turnover, that's what Mustang needs. You need turnovers, you need stops. You really don't have a lot of room to give up a whole lot more offense for PC North if you want to try and get over the hump here.
Well, you got Haywood defending a point guard, and that's something they weren't doing was Mustang. That really is disrupting PC North at times. Nice
really
move.
Nice move by Long, just couldn't quite roll home. Rebound though, Engels put back attempt is good. She banked it in. And the Broncos are back to within 11, 37-26. Just keeping some pressure on PC North here. Meanwhile, Dillard almost a good tough finish. Couldn't get it to fall. Engel the rebound. Well, Cameron Ingles, senior, not doing a whole lot to flash in this game, but she's had a lot of rebounds. She's been really good on the glass. Meanwhile, a bad turnover here as just mishandling the basketball there for Mustang was 32, Ariana Boykins. I don't think we've seen her at all tonight until now.
That's a tough spot. You're a sophomore. You haven't played in the entire game, and you come in kind of cold. And then she wasn't really ready to do anything with that basketball.
So a turnover there. Mustang could have got to single digits. That's kind of been the plateau or the window, ceiling, whatever you want to call it, that they haven't quite been able to break through is when they get to this spot, 11. Bad pass here as Howard fires it wide of the mark, a turnover. So PC North a little sloppy with the basketball here these last couple possessions. Kind of creaking that door open just a tad for Mustang with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, they're not putting anyone in the high post. They're not really they don't have much interior passing going on. It's 5 out, drive and kick, and they haven't been as comfortable with that yet.
Engels, kick over to Long, and she looks like she touched it with both hands. Travel, okay. So another bad turnover by Mustang.
Well, right idea. It just didn't work there, but Crystal Long needs to try to take over. Just same with Haywood.
This is Kutsodi back in the game for PC North. And that possession was kind of a little frantic looking, and Coach Martin wants to sneak in the timeout once more to save the possession.
Well, just to talk about, standings a little bit more here. So, again, this is a battle for second place. A tie for second place is what we would see if Mustang wins as far as the loss column goes. And the loss column is kind of what you want to pay attention to. Again, these teams not playing the same amount of games as of right now. But it'll start to things will start to even out when they play makeup games. More of them in February. But let's say it finishes the way it is here. Mustang is third. Well, they probably would go to Edmond Santa Fe as a team that they would have to beat in the regionals. For PC North, the top team they would host would be a team like UConn. So there's really a lot of even teams in that 2, 3, and 4 range on both districts, but still, you want to be the team that hosts if you can.
Only a few more weeks of regular season games remaining. A lot of final games. Friday, February 16th, kind of that last Friday. Postseason to follow after that. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here as the calendar will shift to February by this time next week. These games become ever more important as we go along. And a big one here. Can the Panthers hang on as Dillard, a tough attempt there, couldn't go. Rebound, though, and kick out to Kutsodi. Clackham's the 3 as Demi Howard flew in for that offensive rebound. Kicked it out to Kutsodi, knocked down the big triple.
Well, the offense has not been great for PC North this second half. They have made threes, and that's kept Mustang at bay.
Lee goes back out to 14, and an empty trip for Mustang here. Long pass hit's going to be intercepted by Long. A little ambitious there on the pass. Broncos have it back. And a travel by Boykins. But Mustang just killing themselves with turnovers here in the last couple of minutes.
Playing too fast, and you're playing so fast you're not getting comfortable with the basketball. And Boykins with a couple of turnovers here.
Burrow bounce pass ahead up to Sanchez. And they'll reset the offense as the Panthers certainly beneficial to them to work that clock a little bit. Dillard takes it down the rim, right-hand shot, lost handle on it, but they're going to call Ingles for a reach-in and a foul.
And looking like PC North survived the comeback attempt from Mustang.
They got it was a couple of times where they got it down to 11, and it was like, here they come, but then just the possessions got a little sloppy and just couldn't quite break through that ceiling to really make PC North have to sweat it. It looks like the Panthers, with 3.5 to go, are probably going to get out of here with a big win, but we'll see. Crazy things can happen in high school hoops sometimes, but the Panthers are certainly in good shape right now, up 15.
I think Mustang scored 39 points in the loss to PC North in December, and now they're stuck at 26. I'm sure they'll get past 30, but I don't know if they'll do much more than that. And that's going to be a challenge for them going forward against these 6A teams. Can they find ways to generate offense consistently throughout the game?
Missed a second free throw, but the Panthers run down offensive rebound, leads to an open 3 for Burrow, who can't hit. And now Dillard collides with Haywood. That'll be the 4th foul on Dillard.
But, interestingly enough, PC North got in the penalty situation with over 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Well, we're now 3:25 to go in the fourth quarter, and that's only the first team foul on PC North.
Tighten things up defensively.
So they're taking Dillard out with 4 fouls. These other players can be aggressive now, which is the way they like to play.
Down 15. Does the Broncos have one last big push in them? This will help as Boykins takes it to the rim and it's hit and foul with 3:16 to go.
Yeah, but because of the foul situation, that's not a bad foul for PC North.
It is going to put Boykins on the line, but just the second team foul. 3rd personal on Kutsodi.
Yeah, so it's a good foul because you want to make Mustang, make both free throws. Kutsodi, obviously she's got some size to her, so she was able to use that size to carve out a space to the basket, made a good, strong move. You can see the skills she has that caused Katie Smith, the head coach of Mustang, to bring her in.
So both free throws are good for Boykins. Makes it a 13-point game. 41-28, 3:10 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Goretta bringing it up, gets some separation off Haywood. Feeds it up to Howard, who will back it out and kind of set up some things again. PC North, no reason to rush as we move under 3 minutes to play. Kutsodi gives up to Sanchez. Bounce pass to Burrow. Goretta rock underneath to the cutting Howard. Pretty stuff all around. Great pass, great cut, great bucket.
Now that's the type of, playing without the ball and passing around the interior that we haven't seen from PC North this half, but they did it very well in the first half.
Haywood will fire away from 3, too much. Rebound comes out, pulled in by Simonson. Another offensive rebound for Mustang. They've done a lot of this, just haven't been able to capitalize enough, and there you go. Turnover as Kutsodi picks off the pass. She'll go one-man fast break all the way to the rim and finish. Do it all yourself.
I'm going to call that the dagger play.
Biggest lead of the night at 17 with just a little over 2 minutes to go. Not what you want to hear if you're Mustang, and that's going to be another turnover as a charge going to be put on the Broncos, and it certainly seems like you can turn off the lights on this one as PC North closing in on their 14th win of the season, a 7-1 record in district play.
So Boykins attacks hard to her right. The previous possession draws a foul. Oh, a turnover there, but PC North was ready for it on that one, and they drew a charge.
Ball's knocked loose as it got the turnover, but then Boykins lost it. Panthers get it right back. Greta with it, puts on the floor, takes it right at her defender. Scoop layup attempt and one! Punch the paw on the wall.
What a crossover. That was a tremendous crossover.
I think Michael Cage, our friends at the Thunder broadcast, would say that's nasty. That was pretty.
Oh, happy the Thunder playing tonight on KSBI.
How about that?
Love that.
Regular old get the antenna out.
I got
one. No good. Had to buy one today. I was like, I told my wife, I have no idea how to get that.
And you'll be with me on some of this, but we got some busy Fridays coming up.
Oh, yeah.
But the Thunder season will be much longer, so.
Shot won't go as Mustang down by 19. Certainly academic now at this point. We have a whistle and a foul. Stick with us. We're going to have the boys' game to follow. Teams are waiting in the wings here. Should be a really fun ball game there between the Panthers and the Broncos on the boys' side. So hopefully you stick around with us for our next game.
Got to come in Logan Martin from PC North.
Yeah, well-coached team.
They were at the Titan Classic last year, and if I remember correctly, I think they won the 5th place game, so they weren't overly impressive in that tournament. This looks like a team that could have won that tournament, although Sand Springs would have been a tough matchup.
Greta almost traveled, was able to pass it off, but it was deflected and stolen. Simonson gets it back for the Broncos.
And PC North looks like they will be having some games here in late February.
As we hit the final minute. Simonson hit and fouled. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot to like with this PC North team. I mean, would it shock you if they're at the Lloyd Noble Center when the season's over? It certainly wouldn't shock me. I mean, they got a really good team.
Well, like I've talked about, I'll never be shocked by a team that hosts a regional and makes state.
Sure, right.
Because you're in the driver's seat there. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. And in 6A especially, we'll see upsets, particularly on the boys' side, which we may talk about more. But still, no. I mean, they're going to have a matchup remade against Edmond North. Probably still will lose that one. But, it's a tough one against, Deer Creek maybe. But I think they're in good shape because they're now in the driver's seat for that home regional, and I think they'll be very good in it.
Nice athletic play by Long to intercept that, but then Sanchez picks her pocket from behind, gets a turnover right back. Another turnover. Both defenses have been really aggressive, a lot of active hands. PC North has just kind of simply capitalized more often on the turnovers that they've forced.
It'll be very interesting to see if Mustang, where they wind up, as they'll go on the road more than likely now for regionals. Nice play there.
Good finish by Haywood.
They may go to Edmond Santa Fe. That, by the way, is where the Mustang coach coached her last game for Midwest City in 2019, and her dad was the longtime girls coach there at Edmond Santa Fe.
These final seconds do kind of matter, by the way. It's like football. District standings, point differential is
well, PC North will have a tiebreaker against Mustang, but against other teams, who knows? But
yeah,
I expect PC North to be firmly in that 2 spot because I don't think they'll catch Edmond North, but no one else will catch them. So congratulations to the Panthers.
So PC North will dribble out a hugely important win in the playoff chase to get themselves some home regionals. They finish it off a pretty dominant showing for the most part. This game was never really in doubt. I mean, Mustang hung in there a couple of times, but overall, PC North pretty much controlled this thing wire to wire. They get a 15-point win on their home floor. 14-3 overall, 7-1 in district play. A very nice win for the PC North Panthers. And like we said, Jordan, just a team that is in the driver's seat now as you kind of move forward. If they can do what they should do the rest of district play, get a home regional, and then from there, you just got to take care of business and get yourself to the state tournament. Then who knows what happens after that, right? I mean, at that point, it's let the best team win. So it's a very nice win tonight.
They basically have a 3-game lead against Mustang now because they're 2 ahead in the loss column. But obviously, we're still figuring out tiebreakers for basketball. I think it's going to kind of be like baseball. So where district points come in, I'm not sure, probably with, again, a three-way tie, which is more rare in basketball than football. But obviously, so that's part of what we've been talking about, why this game is so important for both teams. But, yeah, PC North, they showed a lot of talented players here who could hit threes and create shots off the dribble. They also showed that they don't just – they did some of it. They got a little stagnant in the second half, but throughout the game, for much of the game, they showed that they can move well without the basketball and create shots for their teammates in the interior and play good pressure defense. So very impressed with PC North.
Definitely a very nice win for the hometown Panthers, and we'll see if the boys can follow. Should have a great game here on the boys' side of things coming up in about, it looks like about 10, 15 minutes or so from now. So Drew and I will step aside for a moment. We'll get us some refreshments, maybe get a little snack. We'll be back in just a little bit. We'll preview this one, and then we're going to have lineups and, of course, the game as the boys' side of things, the Broncos and the Panthers coming up in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Same stream. Hang tight for a few minutes, and we'll rejoin you. We'll have the second half of our doubleheader in this special OSN Game of the Week presentation of Mustang at Putnam City North right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. back with you here on the OSN Game of the Week. It's Josh Calloway and Jordan Ray on the Oklahoma Sports Network getting ready for the second end of our doubleheader here. We have the girls game up first with the PC North girls getting a big win on their home floor. Now the boys will look to do the same in a very important, again, as they kind of all are at this point in the year, pivotal game in the 6A1 playoff race between the Mustang Broncos and the PC North Panthers at the Zoo here at Putnam City North High School. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray, like I said. All right, Jordan, get ready for our second game here. We'll go ahead and get the district standings with what we're working with in 6A1. So as you see, PC North right there, right now, they're in 7th. Now, a lot of upward trajectory here. They're very bunched up. A couple of wins, you can be up into that 4-hole, which is where Mustang is right now. If PC North wants to get out of the basement, this is a huge game.
That's right. You know I love those standings. So let's talk about PC North real quick. They're in the 7th spot, like you said. Now, if you finish 7th or 8th, it's kind of the opposite of finishing 1st or 2nd in that your first game, it's not like you're going to a regional if you're a 3 or 4 seed. You got that first game against a lower seed opponent. If you're 7th or 8th, your first game is against the host team. Now, that normally would mean, okay, you lose, you're out. That they're doing it differently this year.
Right.
But you're still putting yourself in a big hole if you have to play the host team in your first game. So what that would look like for PC North as of right now is similar on the girls' side. And that other west side district, District 2, Edmond Santa Fe, is currently tied for 2nd with Norman. They're both 1st and 2nd. I think Norman's ahead on district points, if I'm not mistaken. So having to play Edmond Santa Fe at Edmond Santa Fe is a matchup PC North would rather avoid. Now, the thing about it is they are in 7th, but you said it, a couple wins, it could be different. For example, they played Moore back on January 12th, their last game over 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago tonight, lost by 2. And they also had a 2-point loss to Piedmont in district play. So if they reverse those 2 scores, they would be close to 2nd right now. They would be 3rd, I believe, if they had reversed those 2 scores. So they're very competitive. They beat Carl Albert soundly in the semifinals of the Mustang tournament. So they're capable of playing well. I mean, they have a great tradition. But, we did their games last year at the Titan Classic. Gone are players like Sander Baker and C.J. Smith. They're usually able to reload, but it's going to be a team that's not as experienced, and that showed in games like when they played Mustang for the championship of the Mustang tournament this year. They got overwhelmed in that game, and they've lost to Mustang twice now. It's a little different situation on the girls' side. Mustang has, I think, a mental advantage over PC North with those 2 solid wins.
Absolutely, and like you said, they played twice. Mustangs won both times. The first meeting in December, early in the regular season, was a competitive game, single digits, I believe, the final mark. Second game, not so much at the Mustang tournament, like you said.
Yeah.
So which do we get there? They got the home gym advantage for whatever that's worth, your own student section down there on the other team, things like that can only help you. And so we'll see. And like I said, I mean, right after PC North, you might see that standings and say, man, 7th. You're a game and a half out of 4th. Okay, I can do that standing. You win this game, you can easily get up into that top half even.
Still
very
games,
quickly. Yes, plenty of games left very quickly. So this is a big game for both teams, certainly for Mustang as they try to get up into that 3rd, maybe even 2nd, depending on how things go. If they want to have any shot at that, they probably really need to win this game. So there's a lot on the line. It's part of the intrigue and the fun that's been added by them changing the format, going to this district standings away from the rankings. So, it's a big game tonight. We're excited to bring it to you.
Well, and so we'll go and give you the scores of when these teams played earlier. Both games were at Mustang. Mustang won the first one on December 1st by a score of 57-48.
Right, competitive game.
And then in the championship game, that was a blowout. 65-31 was the final score, which, by the way, was the first time the Mustang boys had won their tournament. So I know that had to be a big deal to them. But, and by the way, I know the Mustang coach, Scott Hodges. We went to college together.
There you go, Middale connection, like I said, every single one.
Well, college, not Middale, so this is Oklahoma Christian
Either way,
connection.
if he's connected to you,
now,
he's connected
here's the
to
Middale connection. PC North, their assistant coach is Tondrell Durham. and he was the assistant coach at Del City for several years.
There you go.
So he was assistant coach on the two Del City teams that won the state championship. But now he's at PC North. By the way, who did Scott Hodges replace at Mustang? He replaced Tondrell Durham. He was the Mustang head coach for a couple of years. I got to be his assistant coach one of those years.
There you go. Always a Middale connection. Everywhere we go. Boys, girls, doesn't matter. There's always one somewhere. So, starting the lineups here for these two squads. We'll start first with the visiting team, the Mustang Broncos, here on the road in the Zoo. Number 0 is JT Johnson. He's a 6'2 sophomore. Number 1, Tyson Pogge, 5'10 freshman. Number 3 is Jaden Johnson, also a 6'2 sophomore. Those guys are brothers. Also the younger brothers of Jacoby Johnson. People may be familiar with that. Him plays football at the University of Oklahoma right now. Really good two-sport star here at Mustang.
There's a Lawton High connection. His dad was a star basketball player at Lawton High in the mid-'90s, before you were probably born.
Number 23 is Roman Miller, 6'4 junior. Number 34, Cole Clipson, a 6'6 senior. They're coached by Scott Hodges, like we said. PC North, number 2 is Anthony Leonard. Number 3, Kai Brown. Number 4, Makai Thomas. Number 14, Khalil Williams. And number 24, Jaden Robinson. And then Panthers are coached by Michael Jeffries. First year here as the head coach of PC North, and kind of this transition period for the program. They're still really talented, but obviously not the success they're used to this season so far.
We did one of his games last year. I believe Millwood at Crossings.
Yep.
He was a Millwood coach. Very successful.
So, opening tip won by the home squad Panthers. We'll see what they do. Josh Calloway, Jordan Wright, glad to be with us on a Friday night, the OSN game of the week. PC North with the first possession. Driving down the rim, a little up and under move. That was slick. Didn't finish it, though, for Kai Brown. And the Broncos get the basketball back going the other direction. Trapped there for a moment was Miller. He's able to get rid of it. And this one will go out of bounds. And a turnover just wide of JT Johnson, number 0. We also have Jade Johnson, number 3, like I said. So we'll have to be specifying on our first names as good as we can.
By the way, the Thomas player for PC North, I believe he's a freshman. And I wonder if he's related to Michael Thomas, who was a star here back in 2018 and 2019. We didn't do all the research for that.
He is a freshman. So Panthers have it back. Each team with an empty possession so far. Rocket pass in the corner. Here's Williams for 3 off the front of the rim. No. Skying for the rebound and ripping that down was Pogge, who's just a freshman in the starting 5 for the Broncos. Turnover there, though. Quick speed the other way. Up and under move to the rim. Can't finish. Rebound putback attempt. Yes. For Jaden Robinson. First points of the day go to the hometown team. Panthers on the board.
Well, PC North, very aggressive on offense and defense. They, like the girls, they want to use their speed and athleticism to get out in transition early and get some easy baskets.
This is Jaden Johnson, hands it off to Miller. Miller on the elbow. Loss of moment, gets it back. Turnaround shot, that was well contested. Rebound, though, Clipson buys Mustang a second chance. Johnson for 3, Clackams. JT Johnson hits the open 3 ball, and Mustang has got their first lead here on the road, 3-2.
Something the girls' team couldn't do for Mustang.
Yeah. Did they ever hit one? I don't think they did the whole game.
No, I don't think they did.
So the boys get one quickly. Meanwhile, a turnover here as Miller poked that loose. Leads to a fast break for the Broncos. Jaden Johnson for 3, trying to match his brother. Didn't hit that one, though. Empty trip for the Broncos, and PC North gets it back.
Well, you know you have confidence in your shooting when you shoot a 3 in transition like that.
Yep, thinking the same thing. Thomas, bad pass, kind of to nobody. Leads to an easy fast break bucket here for Jaden Johnson. Lays it home. A little 5-0 run, and the Broncos have got themselves a 3-point lead.
Since I talked about PC North's aggressiveness, Mustang has started to really establish themselves on defense, and they had PC North really confused there.
This is Robinson with the ball, has the one North basket, hands it off to Leonard, who fired the 3 and didn't hit. So some empty trips now for the Panthers, last few times down. Long pass head pulled in by Miller. He'll pull up at the elbow. Left it short. Oh, I spoke too soon. A really friendly bounce. Somehow had enough topspin to roll up and over. And it's a 7-0 run for Mustang. They lead at 7-2.
Shooter's touch. PC North, Mustang looks very comfortable with these goals they're shooting at. Again, compared to the girls' team, they're ready to shoot.
Driving down the lane here. Left-hand attempt didn't go for Brown. So North being aggressive, attacking the basket, but not finishing right now. As a drive down the baseline and lay in for Jaden Johnson. It's a 9-0 run for Mustang, and with 4:44 to go in the first quarter, the Panthers want to take a timeout and talk about it. What are your early thoughts? Obviously, good start for Mustang.
They look very organized in transition. They try to push the ball down the sidelines. This is not something I'm used to seeing when I watch Mustang play. They've, in the past, been more of a grinded-out team the last few years, playing with a slower pace in the half-court set. But they're looking to run on their own, and they're doing it a lot of times with a pass. So very good for them. By the way, the young player for Mustang, it's pronounced Pogai, I believe.
Okay.
And there's another Lawton High connection. His dad was a quarterback for Lawton High in the late 90s, and then he played quarterback at Oklahoma State.
There you go.
He was a quarterback before Josh Fields replaced him back in around 2000, 2001. And his kids, like Malcolm Johnson's kids, the Lawton High basketball star, they obviously both all their kids go to Mustang. And good for Mustang because you're talking about a lot of good athletes with the Johnsons and the Poe guys there.
Yeah. Yeah, Jacoby was a really good two-way player here at Mustang. Obviously, he's at Oklahoma for football, but he was offered by Porter Moser and the basketball program. He had that on the table to do both at one point in time.
That would have been fun to see.
Ended up just focusing on football, obviously, but
makes sense.
He was a really good basketball player here at Mustang, and his brother's obviously the same.
4-year starter.
Kick out in the corner, open look at a three, rolled off. That was a good look for Williams, just didn't hit it.
Loose ball foul on Mustang. I think the problem for PC North, they have the handles, but they just don't have the finishing right now around the basket, and they don't have the shooting. So they got the skill, but the final part of that puzzle is making some open shots and finishing around the basket. They're having trouble with that at the moment.
First foul on either team. First one charged on Mustang. So Panthers get it back. Kick out in the corner. Nice ball movement here. Gives it right back to him. Open look for Williams for three. That won't go. Tip back attempt for Brown won't fall either. Panthers just not able to get the lid off the hoop right now.
Well, Williams should have shot that three the first time.
Yeah.
So they made two extra passes there that they didn't need to. So they got to figure out when's the right time to pass and when's the right time to shoot.
Miller hands it off to Pogai, who fires from three. Clackums. That's a 12-0 run for Mustang after North got the first bucket of the game. And where do the Panthers go for offense right now? You're down 10. Still a ton we just got going here, but you don't want to slip away by too much, obviously.
I mean, I would think Kai Brown was someone you got to look at, but, yeah, we're not seeing that offensive player who can create for them like, again, we mentioned him already, C.J. Smith from last year.
So Kai Brown brings it down for the Panthers, who's had a couple nice rim attacks, but just hasn't been able to get it to fall. Here's Leonard with it, junior starter for this Panthers squad. Bounce pass over to Williams, who had a couple open looks from three, just hasn't hit. Brown once more guarded by Miller. Sizing up his man, figure out what he wants to do. Now put on the floor and attack. Lost it, poked away by Miller. Fast break again for the Broncos. Off the turnover. Roman Miller to the rim. That's a travel.
You know, players do that more and more. So if you're a ref, if you're going to call that, you make sure you're counting those steps very carefully.
So good job by North getting back defensively to force the steps and get the turnover. Get it back, still down 10. Leonard on the elbow, puts a shot up right in the face of Johnson, can't hit. Rebound pulled in by Pogai. Broncos have another possession off an empty trip for the Panthers, who are in a serious dry spell offensively after that first quick bucket. Boy, that's a pretty shot. Pull up from the elbow. Pogai puts it down.
He's a freshman?
Yeah.
Man.
Freshman in the starting lineup, and some smooth handles and nice, just good mechanics.
His dad was like 6'5", so we'll see if he could grow that tall or close to it.
Long two doesn't go. Rebound ripped in by Miller. Mustang totally dominating the first 6 minutes. Johnson in the corner, gets underneath to Clipson. Clipson trying to take it to the rim, had it poked away. Good active hands on defense by Robinson. Forced the break. Fast break. Good feed up ahead to Khalil Williams, who puts it in and breaks the dry spell and the drought. Ends a 14-0 run. And boy, did PC North need that.
Yeah, so use your team speed on defense. See if you can create a transition because the half court has been a struggle for the Panthers.
14-4. Miller has it poked away, but ends up getting it back. Leonard almost with a turnover. Behind the back dribble, has to hand it off to Johnson. Leonard wasn't giving him any space. He switches on to Jaden Johnson, number 3. Miller will fire from deep and Clackham's. Nothing but net. Miller stepped into that, his heels practically on the PC North logo, and ripped it from deep. Mustangs got a 13-point lead on the road.
Wow. I knew Mustang was good. They beat
What a start.
twice.
Yeah.
But the skill they've shown, the shooting, has been tremendous. And it's amazing. They're only around 4th or 5th in their district. But that's a team that looks like they could compete with anybody because of the skill of their guards. And we're seeing it from several of their players right now, too.
Lots of young talent on the floor. I mean, you got the Johnson brothers, Pogai. Those are all underclassmen. Miller's only a junior, so he'll be back on this team next year. And then even for North, and we were talking about, obviously Brown is a junior, Thomas a freshman.
Yeah.
Lots of future stars on the floor right now, but the Mustang ones are the ones laying the wood early as we have a first sub here as JT Johnson's going to come out. Jaden Reyes, another freshman, into the game for the first time for Mustang number 2. And he's guarding the ball right now with Leonard. Hand off to Thomas. Panthers just trying to find some offensive rhythm here before the end of the first quarter. Bounce pass out to Leonard. He'll pull up at the elbow. Comes up short. Nothing coming easy right now. Mustang was right up on him defensively. Not a lot of space. In the corner, Pogai for 3. Front of the rim, no. Rebound is knocked loose and out of bounds. That should be, I was going to say should be North ball, but it'll stay at this end with Mustang.
Yeah, Mustang, they're getting inside the paint, and they're comfortable. They're able to get a good shot off or kick it out for a good shooter for 3. PC North gets to the paint, and they just don't have much of a plan after that.
Darius Johnson into the game for the first time, number 31. He's a 6'3 junior. He replaced Robinson on that dead ball there. Miller had it poked away. Ooh, and a late whistle there. Looked like it was going to be an opportunity for a fast break bucket for North. Instead, it's a whistle and a foul.
You can tell Miller's the guy that will look to create a lot for Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
They'll run the off. They'll have the other guys shooting, but Miller's the guy that will go one-on-one at times.
17-4 lead for Mustang. 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. Try to get it to Miller there, but it's picked off. Trying to get a fast break up to Leonard. A great pass. And Leonard runs underneath it, lays it in. And that seems to be PC North's best shot at points right now, is getting out in transition, using that speed like you talked about. Oh, boy, that's tough. Tough shot there for Miller goes in.
That's an SGA type of shot.
Nothing you can do defensively, really, if they're going to hit that.
That's what makes an SGA shot.
Yep. To the rim, tough finish, and the foul for Makai Thomas. And so maybe you're seeing some semblance of some offense here rhythm-wise for the Panthers as the bucket goes. Got a foul shot coming up to maybe cut it down to 10.
Best half-court possession PC North has had so far, and that's what they need more of.
Can't complete the three-point play at the line, though. So we got 8 seconds here for the Broncos to try and get down and get a shot. Leonard commits the foul. Only the second team foul on the Panthers, but unfortunately they're both on Leonard, I believe. Waiting for it to go on the board. Yep. So they're both on Anthony Leonard. So he's got 2 early. Meanwhile, Broncos still got a couple seconds to work with. Pogai's going to take this thing, pull up, 3 ball at the buzzer, back iron. Boy, that wasn't bad considering that was not an easy shot by any means. And that's going to end the first quarter. So after 1, a very good start for the road team, but still a long way to go. 19-8 Mustang here at the Zoo at Putnam City North. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back for the second quarter right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back in the Oklahoma Sports Network, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray on a Friday night, and the OSN Game of the Week, Putnam City North and Mustang. PC North girls got the job done the first part of our doubleheader. So far, the opposite on the boys' side is a very fast start for the road team. Mustang leads it 19-8 as we get ready to get into the second quarter here. Broncos with the basketball to start.
They just come in as Mustang. They've been very comfortable with their shots, and they make plays like that.
Boy, a nice spin around the defense and a smooth layup at the rim put home by Miller. Broncos lead back to 13 at 21-8. Empty possession for the Panthers on the other side. As Mustang's offense right now is just looking very easy. The shot making has been superb. The ball movement's been great. Right on cue, Pogai feeds it down to Michael Vincent, number 30, just into the game. Lays that in. The Broncos' lead has ballooned to 15 at 23-8. Left-hand shot at the rim here. Nice touch and finish there for Kai Brown.
Now, we talked about it. Brown and Thomas need to really try to consistently get to the basket for PC North here.
Miller trying to shake his defender. Where do the Panthers go for stops defensively? They got to find a way to slow down this offense. Miller's shot doesn't go, but the rebound by Reyes gave it right back to him. And then he'll drive and draw the foul.
Yeah, that's the smallest player for Mustang getting the offensive rebound and creating 2 free throws there after Miller, frankly, took a bad shot. But here's the deal. When you look at the shots he does make, you're going to put up with some of that.
Very true.
Highly skilled, and especially for his size. He's got really good size. You can see this guy playing college ball for sure.
Hits the first one. You're right, Jaden Ray is just listed at 5'9". That may be generous even. And he came in, found a way to scoop that offensive rebound up, get it back to Miller, got his guys to the free throw line. Second one will also roll home. 25-10 Broncos. Panthers' offense looked a little better the last few minutes of game action, but not getting the stops on the other side. Good find in the corner for an open three. Clackums. I actually don't have a 22 listed on my roster, knocking that one down. Oh, Dakaran Johnson. Okay, I had him listed at 5. So Dakaran Johnson, a freshman off the bench, knocks that one down. Boy, they needed that. Meanwhile, Pogai trying to respond, and he does! From way deep, Pogai drops it down. Boy, what a response. It feels like the Panthers get a big shot, maybe some momentum, and Pogai just drop one in from the sky. Lead back to 15.
So the pecking order right now is Miller for Mustang and then Pogai. And, again, they can hit shots from all over the floor. So even when, Mustang had Jacoby Johnson, who was a really good player, but I didn't think he was a super efficient shooter. And Keegan Bass, who's Coach Bass's son, or Coach Smith's son, they were both really good players for several years for Mustang. And they almost beat Edmond North in the playoffs last year, interestingly enough, and just missed out on state. That's what they're looking for. They haven't hosted a regional yet since Coach Hodges has got there, and they're looking to do that and get to state. They haven't really been able to do that. They came very close against Deer Creek last year. But these new players, or these players that are stepping into new roles for Mustang, looking really good right now.
Here's Johnson, hit that three a second ago. Pass it up this time. Over to Leonard, behind the back dribble for Kai Brown. He lost the handle. It's on the floor, scooped up by JT Johnson, back in the game for the Broncos. Leading by 15, trying to add. Miller from way deep. That's not going to go. And we have a whistle here on the rebound. Actually, going to say it went over the backboard, so it's out of bounds. Yeah. And North will get the basketball back.
But you can tell by watching Miller, you're going to give him leeway. And sure. I think Coach Hodges rightly gives him leeway to take a couple of shots that are a bit wild, or not wild, but maybe not shots you would normally want.
Sure. You got to kind of live with it sometimes with your best guy, and the way he's been kind of engineering this offense so far, one of those things. Leonard, step back three, Clackums. That was nice, a step back three ball for Anthony Leonard. These two teams are kind of shooting the lights out right now. It's back down to 12, 28-16. Panthers offense, like I said, looking better, but can they get enough stops for it to matter? Nearly a turnover. Mustang's able to save it. This is Clipson underneath the basket. And it's a double dribble, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, now the problem for PC North play has been their defense. It has not been offense. Now they get a couple stops here, so we'll see if they can make this game interesting. You know, Leonard hits that three. He's got 2 fouls. So they're sticking with him as PC North. He's got to be very smart then. Obviously, they wanted to stay in for shooting, and they may not like their depth at the moment given the score.
Got a wet spot on the floor. It's official wiping that up with a towel real quick. Back to it. Panthers with seemingly a little bit of momentum here on their home floor. See if they can continue it. Leonard, rocket pass to Williams, and that's a travel. That's not what you want. Coach Jeffries with the surrender cobra, hands on the head, as he kind of felt like that was a tough spot for that mistake.
They're calling that tightly. We talked about 5 seconds being called, but you catch the ball, you better establish your pivot foot before you start moving or start dribbling, I should say.
So turnover gets the Broncos the basketball back, leading by 12. Nice feed to clips into the rim and finishes.
So I think he has a couple baskets as Clipson, and what Mustang has, they'll have one post player inside the paint.
Johnson for 3, hit one earlier. This one won't go. Rebound is loose. Ends up in the hands of Johnson. Actually ended up almost getting his own miss there.
Nope. Tried to finish that thought, but we got some frantic basketball here.
It's getting wild, and Leonard to the rim can't finish. I got to clean up what I said before. Darius Johnson shot the 3, and then DeCarron Johnson almost got the rebound. We had 2 Johnsons on the floor.
D. Johnsons, too.
Yeah. We got a couple of J. Johnsons on offense, a couple of D. Johnsons on defense there, as the Panthers got a couple and the Broncos got a couple. Just keeping me on my toes. They're keeping me loose here.
Well, I was going to say, Mustang has one guy around the basket. Usually that was a Clipson, and that actually allows for more spacing around the perimeter, and then if they can attack and he's offside from the ball, he's got open for a couple layups. PC North is going 5 out, and I think that's actually made it a little harder for them to pass the ball around.
So split the trip at the line for Leonard, makes it 30-17. Pogai with the basketball back for the Broncos, going to take it right at his man. This is DeCarron Johnson, freshman in the game. Darius, the older of the two, he's a junior. Pass wide of the mark and intercepted by DeCarron. He'll start the break for the Panthers. Rocket pass to Khalil Williams to the rim, can't finish. Leonard, though, for the putback. Tell you what, Anthony Leonard is really starting to make things happen these last few minutes. Lead down to 11.
Well, the defense for PC North is starting to pick it up.
Yeah. In the lane, Pogai thought about the tough shot, instead gives it up to JT Johnson. Gives it over, back to Pogai, he'll take it down the lane. Scoop layup attempt won't go. That was heavily contested. Rebound ends up in the hands of Williams. Fast break for the Panthers. Leonard to the rim, scoop layup, no. Putback attempt, yes, for Kai Brown. And the Panthers, don't look now, have whittled this down to single digits at 30-21. 3:40 to play until halftime. We got a timeout on the floor. It's a full, so we'll take it 2. Panthers on a run on their home floor. Timeout and back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's a calling that's kept us free. It's a place to belong. What's the calling? It's doing a job that makes a difference. Serving your community and your country. It's part-time service where the impact is full-time. What's your calling? Air Force Reserve.
Back on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray, and our special presentation of the OSN Game of the Week, Mustang Broncos, Putnam City North Panthers on a Friday night at the Zoo. It was all Mustang early, but the Panthers have gone on a run here offensively, got a couple stops on defense, some turnovers leading to some fast break opportunities. And with 3:40 to play until halftime, they're back within 9 single digits.
I think Mustang's gotten a little too loose on offense because there was a stretch where they were doing whatever they wanted with Miller and Pogai against PC North. And now the Panthers started to tighten up, and they've been able to score in transition because of it.
Miller with the basketball here for the Broncos. taking it at Robinson. Scoop pass to Lips Clipson, and Leonard. That's a travel. I thought they might get Leonard for a ticky-tack foul, but instead it's another turnover by Mustang. And you're seeing PC North just their defensive aggressiveness moving around. They're making it hard on Mustang right now after earlier it was not looking that way at all.
Yeah, they're not going to let Miller beat him one-on-one. They're going to make him pass, which he has been, and other Mustang players have not been able to help him out.
Ja'Karen Johnson puts on the floor, pass out to Khalil Williams. He'll back things out and reset for the Panthers, who trail by 9, 3 minutes to play until halftime. Tuning in late, it's the third meeting this year between these two. Mustang got each of the first two with varying levels of competitiveness. First game much tighter than the most recent matchup. And a turnover here as Leonard had it poked loose by Reyes, who's doing some nice things off the bench for the Broncos.
Leonard just over-dribbling.
Yeah.
That's been PC North's problem. They've been disorganized at times on offense.
Miller with the basketball for the Broncos. Puts on the floor, driving at his man Kai Brown. Tough finish at the rim and one. Boy, that was just going right at your defender and just kind of bullying him.
When you're right-handed and you got size against your defender, and you're right, you just go at him. You're able to absorb contact, go up strong. I think PC North's got to help him a little sooner. Talking about Leonard, I think that's Leonard's third.
I was just going to say, that's a third foul on Leonard. So a huge call there, as he's been one of Putnam City North's best offensive players, certainly.
And he should not be guarding Miller when he's in foul trouble. So that means pretty much the rest of the game until maybe the final minute if it's close. But if you have one of your best offensive players in foul trouble, you don't want him guarding the other team's best offensive player usually.
So another whistle and foul here on the Broncos, just on the floor. It's going to be the first on Miller. So interestingly, though, Coach Jeffries right now is keeping Leonard in the game with the 3 fouls.
So what's he going to do on defense? And on offense, he can't over-dribble. He's got to – there has to be some ball movement, some good ball movement for the Panthers. He's going to come out now.
They are going to get him. Leonard was pleading his case, as a lot of players do, saying, I'll be fine. Coach said, no. So he pulls him out. Replacing him is Mekhi Thomas, the freshman. So where do they go without Leonard? As Robinson lost a moment but gets it back, hands it off to Brown. Kai Brown putting the ball on the floor. He can go right at Miller. Left-hand floater comes up short. That was well contested. Big collision there. Guys both fell to the floor. Pogai now getting hounded in the backcourt. And they're going to whistle a foul on the Panthers again. That's going to be the fourth, I think, on
third. They
got up there quick?
They got it up there quick, yeah.
All right, so third foul. So still have one more to give with 2:02 to play until halftime.
Yeah, that's a big three-point play by Miller because PC North has not done anything on offense the last few possessions.
Mm-hmm. That offensive momentum they had is kind of dwindled. Meanwhile, Poe got to the rim, and he's hitting fouled. That is the fourth on the Panthers. So Broncos will be in the bonus for the last minute 50 here of the first half, and they're going to have some free throws coming here with Pogai heading to the line.
It's when Mustangs was able to take over the game earlier. They get to the basket. They're able to get to the basket and get a good shot. PC North in the half-court set, not doing that nearly as consistently.
First free throw good for Pogai. Puts the lead ahead by 13. Stick with us at halftime, by the way. We're not going to go anywhere. Stream will stay up. We'll actually look ahead to some games on the docket on the Oklahoma Sports Network from now until the end of the regular season that we have scheduled for you. So hang with us at the half. And, of course, we'll have the second half to follow in this OSN Game of the Week presentation between Putnam City North and Mustang. Johnson pulls up just in front of the free throw line. That'll go, and the foul. You don't get a lot of and-one opportunities on jumpers at the high school level, really, but you got one there as Johnson got it through some contact.
Well, it was a jumper, but it was also an attack. He attacked his defender real well because he caught the ball in a good spot and attacked on the catch. And he didn't travel either, or so say the refs. Those are the possessions that PC North has not had enough of.
So the freshman Ja'Karen Johnson's done some nice things off the bench for Coach Jeffries, and the Panthers continue to just hang in, down 11. They've kind of weathered the storm of what was a really rough, first quarter or so. They're down 11 after the first quarter. It ballooned out even further, but they've worked their way back to being back at that 11 mark.
And the score of the game the last time these teams played was 65-31.
Pogai for three, and when he's that open, bad things happen for the other team. Drops it down, right back out to 14 as Pogai knocks that one down easily. Johnson, left-handed attempt, won't fall. Excuse me, that's Kai Brown. Couldn't quite finish, but he does draw a contact and the foul. Some more free throws coming here for PC North. It's a good point that on the score last time. I mean, North offensively, obviously, they're almost there. It's not even halftime. Free throw comes up short.
Yeah, but Mustangs just been not a little, but they've been better, solidly better in their half-court offense and getting the ball to the players they need to throughout this half.
Empty trip at the line, but Robinson the rebound. He got it right back to Brown, who drove down the lane and laid it in. So a big play there for Robinson to clean that up and make up for the missed free throws, but now another foul.
A bad one.
Way far from the basket, beyond half court. It's going to give Pogai a couple free throws. The way he can shoot, that's giving points away.
When you have 4 fouls on your team late in the quarter, there's just no reason to play that type of defense. I mean, there's a reason. I should say, take that back. There are reasons to. I just don't think they outweigh the risk of sending a good shooter like Pogai to the free throw line by fouling him 90-plus feet away from the basket.
Well, this is a big offensive first half for Mustang. A 40-point half, you can make that. That's a pretty good number in high school hoops. I jinxed it. Didn't go. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Panthers, who still trail by just 13. 57.1 seconds to play until halftime.
And they're finishing the half as Mustang without Miller.
Giving him some rest, I suppose. Bring down the floor. This is to Karen Johnson. Gets across half court. Pulled up here, guarded by JT Johnson. Leonard back in the game with those 3 fouls. So Coach Jeffrey's going to try and take a little bit of a gamble here with the final minute, getting his guy back in there. He's guarded by Reyes, who just poked that loose. Got it back. Not over and back, obviously, because it was poked away. Panthers maybe holding for the final shot. Certainly don't seem to be in any rush right now, with 20 seconds to play until halftime. Makai Thomas on the right. Left-hand pass to Leonard. He'll take it. Gives up in the corner. Johnson thought about it. Now he will take it. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose. Ends up pulled in by the Broncos. Long pass ahead will go out of bounds. So with 4.7 seconds, the Panthers will have one more shot to try and get down and get a look.
Yeah, that's a really bad outlet pass.
Yeah.
You're better off just eating that ball.
Inbound goes to Leonard. He's going to have time. Leonard pulls up. Three-pointer will count if it goes, and it rolls off. Not a bad look or a bad attempt, but just couldn't quite get it to fall. And that ends the first half. Mustang leads it by 13 points here on the road. Broncos were the better team. Panthers did a lot to keep it competitive, though. Found their offensive footing. After just an 8-point first quarter, they go for 18 in the second to hang tight, but they still, even by scoring that, they still lost the quarter, 20-18 in the second. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll rejoin you in just a few minutes. We'll let you know some of the games coming up on the Oklahoma Sports Network throughout the rest of the regular season, and we'll also look ahead to the second half as Mustang leads Putnam City North 39-26 on our OSN Game of the Week presentation right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
What business do you want to start?
I want
want to start a car mechanic shop.
Let's say we go to Scissor Tape.
Ready to go get some coffee?
Yeah, let's go.
You got it.
I think she was from
One,
Rose State.
2, 3.
Woohoo!
Congratulations, Rose State college graduates.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, back here at the Zoo, Putnam City North High School. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray on a Friday night, the OSN game of the week. We're at halftime right now between Mustang and Putnam City North. It's the visiting Broncos on top by 13, 39-26. A reminder of the stakes tonight as you take a look at the district standings in District 1. Because what's kind of on the line right now, PC North down in that 7 hole, but a lot of upward movement is possible, especially with a win tonight, but they got some work to do.
Yeah, so, we talked earlier about PC North. They have a problem right now being 7th, and that problem is that they would go at an Edmond Santa Fe, and that would be their first game of district. Not an elimination game anymore, but still a tough first game, and now it's going to put you behind the 8 ball.
Yep.
Let's talk about Mustang. What's at stake for them? Well, they're tied with Moore, both 4-4. Now, whoever finishes 5th out of those two, they would have to go to Edmond North. So, whoever finishes 4th, if Edmond North, remains the district champion, the 1 seed in that district. Now, whoever finishes 4th would go to the other West Side district, and right now the team leading that one is Norman. So, Norman's good. I'm coughing some, but Edmond North is the 2-time defending champs.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference there between finishing 4th and 5th. And you want it every step up matters. If you can get 1 seed higher, there's going to be benefits to that. So Mustang has a lot on the line too.
Absolutely. A lot on the line for both teams, like you just articulated, and it's part of the fun, like I said kind of earlier, that's been created by shifting to this format with district standings as opposed to just straight rankings. The season was still important when it was rankings, but it's a lot more concrete this way as far as a loss hurts you, a win, like it's much simpler.
It's a lot easier to say what's at stake.
Yes, exactly. So, shifting over from that as we get ready to start the second half, so looking at what we got coming up for you in the Oklahoma Sports Network between now and the end of the season. Here's a handful of broadcasts that are penciled in. We may add more games between now and then as well, other kind of game of the week special edition. But as far as some OSN schools, here's some games we have scheduled in. I know you're pumped about several of these matchups, Jordan, and going to be a fun finish here.
Well, we'll start with Carl Albert playing at Elgin. So we had their game at Altus on the network, and that was great. That's Hutch Russell went off in that game, 9-13 from three-point shooting. He got left off the starting lineup graphic, which is my fault. But he didn't know it, of course, but it's like he got –
He played like he knew it.
He played like he knew it, yeah. And then the 3 top teams in the other district in 5A West, Lawton MacArthur, Dell City, Midwest City, none of them have lost to anyone else but themselves. So we've had one leg of their matchups, and the second leg starts this coming Friday when we'll have Midwest City at Dell City, and then the next Tuesday, Dell City at Lawton MacArthur, and Friday the 9th we'll have MacArthur at Midwest City. Midwest City, by the way, for both girls and boys, hasn't lost a district game either team. So these are really important matchups for 5A, and we can't wait to have them. And then, of course, we got also Carl Albert hosting Crossings, which they got a big-time boys team.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. So, yeah, going to be a fun end of the regular season. So we may add some other games, special edition kind of broadcasts like this one between now and then. But even if we don't, we got a heck of a slate ahead over the next few weeks. And then, of course, if anybody who's been with us should know by now, we are all over the postseason. Lots of playoff games will be on our airwaves as well. potentially all the way through the state title games, depending on how things go. We did it last year. Jordan and I were there at the LNC for that 5A title game. It was awesome, and I hope for some similar results to this season as we get into the postseason in a few weeks. So back to it here in this one. Empty first possession for PC North leads to a fast break opportunity for Mustang, and they capitalize, so a quick bucket for the Broncos.
What a great pass by Miller.
Yeah.
And he did it left-handed. He shoots right-handed. That was accurate. He should have got the assist, but the guy missed the layup. But Mustang got the offensive rebound and putback.
So Mustang pushes their lead back to 15. Just getting going in the third quarter here. Putnam City North Mustang. Panthers here going left to right from our vantage point. Just elevated above the court at the Zoo. Great place to watch some high school hoops on a Friday. Great crowd. A lot of Mustang faithful made the trip. Putnam City North with a lively student section. A lot of fans here as well tonight. But right now the home team in a hole, down 15 after a couple empty possessions here to start this second half. This is Jaden Johnson with the basketball, taken to the rim, couldn't quite finish it off. Good contest by Leonard, made that tough. And the Panthers have it back down 15. Leonard racing down the floor, all the way to the rim, and he scoops it in.
When PC North has been at their best, they're getting a steal or a defensive rebound and pushing the ball, which is true for a lot of athletic teams, but they haven't been able to do that enough so far.
Well, it feels like without question, if Putnam City North's going to come back and win this game, they got to keep Anthony Leonard on the court. And he's got 3 fouls right now. But a big part of getting to the rim and getting their offense going has been him in this game. And when he went out, that foul trouble was kind of when they started to really slow down in the first half. But this end's hurting them, too, on defense, as Roman Miller puts that one in and the foul. And Roman Miller has just been a menace for Putnam City North tonight, and he's got a chance to add to it the line.
Say Roman Miller, am I saying his name right?
Yes.
He's like a Roman gladiator. But no, seriously, excellent footwork there. And there wasn't a ton of spacing either, because they had another defender on the other side of the block, but he still made a great move. Great and one.
So the lead back out to 16. Something that Mustang did really well in the first half. I feel like every time PC North got a big bucket, Mustang answered it. Leonard couldn't hit but got his own rebound. Kick out 3 Clackums. That's to Karen Johnson with a big triple. And Putnam City North's hit some timely threes tonight. And we have a timeout taken here by the Panthers. So the home squad wants to talk things over with 5:37 to go in the quarter. Well, let's see if this is a 30-second or a full. I haven't seen the signal yet.
That's one of those plays, you know.
It is a full.
You want to stick here? 30. Yeah, we can take a break.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a break. Full timeout is what's being ruled on the board. So we'll take it to 44-31. Mustang leads it middle of the third on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Back in the Oklahoma Sports Network, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray. 5:37 to go in the third, 44-31 Mustang. So the timeout by the Panthers, they only have 2 left now, Jordan, the whole rest of the way.
Yeah, so that was a timeout they called after making a shot. They must, I don't know why they would do that, because you're right, only 2 left. It wasn't like they were under duress or they were giving up a big run.
So Mustangs got it back up by 13. A nice cut by Miller, but the pass a little high. Goes off his fingertips. Probably should have been able to corral that, but a turnover by Mustang, and the door just keeps staying a little, it's just slightly ajar here for the Panthers. Just down 13.
Well, great defense against the back door. I believe that was Brown of PC North who got that deflection off of Miller.
Here's Leonard with it. Kick out to Brown. Takes to the rim. Left-hand floater's up and good. And the Panthers are once again within 11 at 44-33. I believe you mentioned earlier, they only scored 31 when these two teams played last time. They already got more than that. We still got a quarter and a half to go.
Well, sometimes it helps playing at your home gym.
Yes. That is very true. Roman Miller feeds it over to J.T. Johnson. He'll fire from way deep. That's not going to go. Rebound, though, pulled in by Clipson, buys the Broncos a second chance. Coach Jeffries putting in. He's making a quick sub. Very frustrated with that offensive rebound because he's going to get Khalil Williams back in. Meanwhile, Johnson's three doesn't go. Rebound pulled in by Thomas, and the Panthers could get this down to single digits with a bucket here. Leonard with it. He's got Jaden Johnson guarding him. Between the legs dribble. Oh, some nice handles here. Didn't really do much for him, though. Hands it off.
He didn't have the spacing there.
Yeah. Thomas, bounce pass out to Karen Johnson as we near the midway point of the third. Johnson, step back three. I think this might actually be a two. We'll never know. Didn't go. Back iron. Rebound pulled in by Pogge, who's been kind of quiet to start this third quarter, was a monster in the first half. Just a freshman for the Broncos, was killing PC North offensively. Clipson on the block. Nice spin move left hand. That's a tough shot, though, but he's hit and fouled.
Poe guy made a really good rebound there. And then almost over-dribbled into, I don't know if he was close to a 5 count, but he had the ball for quite a while. But Clipson made a good post.
Clipson
got a good post position there. They really haven't been going to him very much, but he did make a good move. Almost had it blocked because there wasn't great spacing for him, but they did call a foul.
A senior big man for the Broncos, Cole Clipson. He's listed at 6'6", and he's not kind of the flashy guy on this team when you look at what Pogge's doing, Johnson brothers, Roman Miller, but he kind of does do the dirty work, and at 6'6", he can make a big difference for you in a postseason game. Missed that free throw there.
Well, if they go up against someone like Tulsa Union, have you heard about their big guy?
Yeah.
And that would be in the state tournament if they get to Tulsa Union, but he's like 7 feet, 300 pounds.
You need all the size you can get against him. Empty trip for PC North leads to a quick chance opportunity for J.T. Johnson. Couldn't get it to fall, but he is hitting fouled. So more free throws coming here for the Broncos. That's going to be the third team foul on the Panthers, and that's number 4 on Anthony Leonard, which, like I said earlier, is just brutal. You've got to find a way to keep him on the floor. Now you're going to have to take him out.
Well, if you're Anthony Leonard, you just have to be more careful in defense. You can't play defense the normal way.
First free throw no good for Johnson, so Broncos leaving some points on the board here with some missed free throws, and he missed them both. Leonard does come out, kind of have to with the 4 fouls, Makai Thomas, the freshman, back in, replaces him. Meanwhile, 3 ball here for Kai Brown, won't fall. Clipson runs down the long board, but a bad pass, deflected and stolen. Tried to go for a little too much there, and that's a travel. Caught a break.
That was a good job by, I didn't catch the Mustang defender.
I think it might have been Clipson. Kind of taking away that pass.
Took away that pass on the left wing.
So the turnover there. Looked like the Panthers might get a quick chance for some points. Now we got a timeout snuck in here by the Broncos.
No, not on purpose anyway. Maybe been blood on a player.
Yeah, we got a stoppage, not sure what for. Oh, it's a technical. Okay, so a technical foul was assessed to Mustang. Obviously must have been something that somebody said. There was no big egregious elbow or something.
They haven't said who. I wonder who it's on. But it was the player just sat down. I didn't catch that.
So technical fouls, shots here for Brown. Missed the first one.
You're given this opportunity here. Not only that, of course, BC North is going to get the ball. Mustang had it. We've talked about this before. Going to be called for a technical. You want the other team to have the ball.
Yep.
So at least it's not a turnover. But this is a turnover on Mustang. So even though PC North only got a free throw, they got to stop because of the technical. So now they have a chance to get a little closer. They haven't got much closer than 9 because they just haven't been able to string together consecutive quality offensive possessions, and now they got to try to do it without Leonard.
It's very similar in our girls' game we had to start with the roles reversed. It was Mustang just couldn't quite break through and get it down into 9-8 single digits against PC North. Kind of been the same here the other way, but here's another opportunity. Down 11 with the ball off that technical. DeCaren Johnson with the basketball. Puts on the floor, going to drive at Reyes, but he did a good job standing his ground, didn't give him anything. Mekhi Thomas now with it. Drives, turnaround shot is good. So the bucket for Thomas, and the Panthers are now down to single figures finally at 45-36.
It's those kind of 10-foot floaters from a Mekhi Thomas or a Brown at PC North. That's the type of offense where they, I think, can have success and do it consistently.
Thomas is hounding Jaden Johnson here. Does find a way to get around him to the rim. Right-hand floater won't go. Good contest by Darius Johnson. Made that tough. Panthers got numbers. Thomas to the rim. Through some contact from Pogge. Tough finish won't go. Rebound ripped in by Miller. So an empty trip there for the Panthers. That would have really got the momentum going. Meanwhile, Miller does it all himself and can't finish. Clipson diving after it. It's actually Michael Vincent, number 30, just subbed in.
Who looks like his twin from up here. Clipson's twin.
Yes.
Probably
Vincent listed at 6'5", Clipson 6'6", so they're very similar size. But they wasn't a travel what they called there? I'm not sure.
Yeah, because he fell down with the ball.
Yeah. So a turnover. Panthers have it back. Still down just 9.
Now those two big men from Mustang look like they played the same way too. Have the exact same roles.
Thomas on the PC North Panthers midcourt logo. Feeds it over to Khalil Williams. Panthers got a little momentum here. Can they continue it into the end of the quarter? Spin move, finish by Kai Brown.
There we go.
That was fantastic.
That's getting all the way to the basket.
Lead is down to 7. This is the closest it's been in quite a while. Just a touchdown separation right now at 45-38. And the Panthers have got the momentum. They got the life. Their bench is into it. Their crowd is into it. Pogge step back shot won't roll home. Rebound though, Reyes buys him a second chance. Jaden Johnson, nice feed, but a whistle's going to wipe this out. That was an easy layup for Vincent. Well, a foul on the Panthers is actually going to probably help them here because that was an easy lay on a great pass.
Maybe for PC North. Well, nice inbounds.
Oh, Miller couldn't finish it. Had a bunny right at the rim and just left it short. Final minute, they're only down 7. Brown to the rim. Can't finish, but he's hit and fouled. And some more free throws coming for the Panthers.
Kai Brown and Thomas, but definitely Kai Brown the last couple trips, have been playing with a lot of confidence for PC North. And they didn't have that in the first half. They were a lot more unsure of themselves when they would attack the basket. But Kai Brown is trying to take over, and he's been successful at it. And this is with, again, Leonard on the bench.
Yeah, Kai Brown putting together an excellent third quarter. Hits the first free throw. It's now a 6-point game, and he can inch him a little closer here with another. He's got it. It's a 5-point game. Boy, it did not feel like we were going to get this, and especially not this quickly. It's a 16-point game at halftime has been whittled down to 5 with 48 seconds and counting to play in the third. Pogge giving out some direction for the Broncos. Feeds it to Vincent right at the top of the key. Trying to find somewhere to go with it.
He should have passed to Miller. I don't know why he didn't.
Pogge left-hand pass to Vincent, up and under move, and he's got it. That was a sweet pass by Pogge.
Well, that's why. He knew he was going to get a sweet pass from Pogge so he could score.
That was tremendous. Back out to 7, and now Johnson had it poked away. He lost it. That was actually Brown, excuse me. Miller has it. Long pass ahead. Good ball movement. Pogge 3, left it short. Rebound is loose. Vincent just stole it. Hand off. Miller puts it in.
Wow, PC North had probably an outlet pass for an easy layup there, and Mustang took it away.
Still got time. Open look in the corner. This will count if it goes, and he left it just short. So a great quarter for the Panthers, but the Broncos end it with the momentum. After 3, it's Mustang 40, PC North, or Mustang 49, excuse me, PC North 40. The finish on the way on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's a calling that's kept us free. It's a place to belong. What's the calling? It's doing a job that makes a difference. Serving your community and your country. It's part-time service where the impact is full-time. What's your calling? Air Force Reserve.
All right, back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray on a Friday night at the Zoo, Putnam City North High School. We got a fun finish here. Mustang led this thing by 16 at the break, pushed it out even further at the early stages of the third, but the Panthers went on a big run, squeezed it all the way down to 5, but 2 buckets right at the end of the quarter pushed it back out to 9. But Jordan, we got a finish here. Panthers with some momentum. Offensively, it's looked a lot better. We'll see what happens in the final 8 minutes. So here we go, Mustang with it first. This is Tyson Pogai, had a great first half, was not quite as effective in that third quarter, still had a couple of nice moments. Roman Miller, kind of the same story, not nearly as effective in that third quarter as he was in the first half. Pogai with it, blocked from behind, but they're going to whistle a foul.
Now
the officials getting on the Putnam City North bench. We already had a technical assess in this game on Mustang, and we kind of got a stern warning there for PC North protesting that foul call.
Of course, Mustang's the one who got the technical, so the refs will dish it out to both teams.
Yes.
But obviously for PC North, they had all ball on that shot, but there was a foul on the body contact.
Yeah, I'd say it had to have been at the body because Brown got all ball.
So that was definitely a call that could have, if it wasn't made, it could have led to a transition opportunity for PC North.
Missed the first one, second one also rims out. So a missed chance there to push the lead back out to double digits. It stays at 9, 49-40, 7.5 to play.
Pogai's missed some free throws. Surprising how good of a shooter he is.
Kai Brown with it. He'll take it with his left to the rim. Finish it again with the foul. Kai Brown is an absolute maniac in this second half. Mustang hasn't had an answer for him.
Well, he's doing a good job as Kai Brown of picking his spots, knowing when he's got the attack lane. He had a good hesitation dribble there, and if Mustang doesn't know it yet, this guy's left-handed, so you got to adjust to that.
They should know now.
Yeah.
Because he's killing them going to his left, and there goes another three-point play. He's hitting his free throws, too. It's back down to 6.
Mustang's got the ball in the right player's hands, Roman Miller, but he hasn't looked to create a lot lately. He did a few times early in the third quarter.
Pogai from way deep, Clackums. What a response.
Well, he misses some free throws, but he makes up for it with all these made threes.
That's what he was doing in the first half constantly. Been a lot more quiet, but boy, a bombshell three-pointer there. Pushed it back out to 9. Panthers with the basketball back. Where do they go for offense? Seems like this would be your guy. He's going to take a shot from way deep. Clackums! Red hot heat check.
Wow, he has had unbelievable second half.
And it's all been going to the rim, but right there he let loose from the logo and drilled it. 6-point game again. Ball's poked away by Darius Johnson. Panthers start the break. Brown to the rim.
Ooh.
Won't finish it, but he gets fouled again.
Boy,
and more free throws coming.
That could have been a chance to get his team within a single possession. And again, this is happening without Leonard. So when will he come back?
Right now, you just kind of ride the 5. Yeah, the 5 you have out there is doing some serious damage. And Kai Brown goes back to the line to shoot 2 more with 6:26. There's a lot of time still left. Panthers trailed this game by 16 at half. They got it as close as 5 where they are now.
See what Mustang does to defend him differently. But when he makes a long 3 like that after attacking the rim for so many times, it's hard to do much different unless you want a more gimmicky defense like a Diamond 1.
Missed the second one, so it'll stay at 5. Clipson back in the game, got that rebound. And you're right, when does Anthony Leonard get back in this game? That's kind of the question right now for the Panthers with those 4 fouls. Meanwhile, Broncos have the basketball back, leading by 5. This is Jaden Johnson handing it off to Miller. Miller spinning on Brown. Great one-on-one matchup here. Scoop layup attempt won't go. That's going to be a foul on Clipson going through the back of Darius Johnson. And that's going to be the third foul on Mustang. We're not even quite 2 minutes in. That's something to keep an eye on.
Well, as much as we've been praising Kai Brown on offense, he just made a really good defensive play there, staying with Miller, forcing a tough shot for Miller.
So the Panthers have it back, down by 5. It's been a ferocious rally in the second half. Brown, handoff to Johnson, gives it back to him. He's going to fire from really deep. Comes up short. It might have grazed the rim. Couldn't quite tell. And we're going to have a kickball. It's actually going to save the Panthers here and keep the possession. So a fortunate sequence there.
Reminds me, when you're on defense, sometimes the hardest thing to do is rebound an air ball. The offensive players usually see it first.
Mm-hmm. Brown off the inbound, takes it to the rim. Oh, boy, he did all the hard work, but got his own miss. Put back attempt, no. Boy, he was right there twice and just couldn't finish it. Would have made it a one-score game, but instead, Broncos have it back, still up 5. Miller to the rim, nice pass to Clipson, who lays it in.
Yeah, they're comfortable as Mustang, getting to the basket, especially Roman Miller, and if they help out, he finds the big man. He's very good at finding the post player when he needs to.
Nearing the final 5 minutes here at Putnam City North. Panthers have battled their way back in this, but can they climb the mountain the full way? Brown's going to try from deep again, and it won't go. He's maybe cooled off a little bit. Maybe now's the time to think about Leonard getting back in this game. And just as I say that, there it goes, setting the scorer's table. Meanwhile, Pogai with it, crosses half court. He'll take it to his right, all the way to the rim. Can't get it to go. Rebound is loose. Ends up in the hands of DeCarron Johnson. But then JT Johnson undercut him and fouled him, and that's 4 fouls on Mustang. So it's not going to be free throws here, but every foul the rest of the way defensively will be free throws for the Panthers. That's going to be very important to remember as we move forward here.
That's just not a good foul because you want that foul to give, but also it allows Leonard to come back in. You're about to have a possession where he wasn't going to be in.
Yeah, you're right.
How will PC North play this on offense?
Brown taking it all the way to the rim. Can't finish that one. So Kai Brown is still just blowing by his defender. They can't keep in front of him, but he's having a hard time finishing. Meanwhile, Miller to the rim can't, but he is hit and fouled, and some free throws coming now for Miller.
Yeah, a couple of big misses there for Brown. He's got to be a little tired. And he's asking for why a foul wasn't called. On the previous trip for PC North, this is where you need Leonard to start to establish himself if you're PC North.
First one's up and good for Miller. So the lead back out to 8. He can make it 9 as Jaden Reyes set to check back in. He just did check back in for Mustang. Replaced JT Johnson. Both free throws are good. The lead's back to 9. So the Panthers have one last big push in them in the final half quarter. 21 points for Roman Miller. Kai Brown's got 20 on the other side.
He's going to shoot free throws because of the foul situation. That previous foul on Johnson, that's why you don't like it.
In the bonus now, so you got to take advantage of these opportunities right here.
This is Jaden Johnson's third.
Yeah. 4:04 to go, and Kai Brown will shoot 2 free throws. Like I said, 20 points for Brown, a lot of those. I don't have it in front of me, but a lot of those in the second half of this game.
And since PC North's down to 2 timeouts, their coach is using this free throw trip to give instructions to his other 4 players. So we'll see what do they do on defense. Especially when Miller has the ball for Mustang. Do they have a good plan right now for when Miller's trying to create?
Brown hits them both. He's now got 22 points. And it's back down to 7 as we hit the midway point of the fourth quarter. Pogai brings it up for the Broncos. Handoff Johnson, now Clipson. PC North faithful getting it loud, getting into it here at the Zoo, as they call it, home of the Panthers. Miller fell down, he lost it. Scooped up, fast break, Leonard to the rim, and one! Nope, I think they might say it's on the floor. No, they're going to count it. They're going to count
it. Made the call. He made a clear signal that basket should count. I think he's right. Continuation can be an iffy thing, Josh, but he got fouled as he was heading towards the basket. He was taking a step or two, but I think that's the right call, and that's why you bring Leonard back in.
Yep. Hits the free throw. This is as close as PC North has been since the first quarter. 4-point game, 56-52. Can the Panthers complete what would be a massive comeback at home for a huge district win? They still got a few more minutes to try and get there. Poguy from way deep. Clackums, cold-blooded.
You just don't normally want a freshman to do that, and you don't normally want a senior to do that, but Poguy obviously shows he's special right there.
Timeout taken by the Panthers. We'll take it, too. It's a 7-point game after Poguy's 3. A little over 3 minutes to go. Don't go anywhere. High school basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Yeah, you got it. Let's go.
Go, Miranda.
What business do you want to start?
I want to start a car mechanic shop.
Let's say we go to Scissor Tape.
Ready to go get some coffee?
Yeah, let's go.
You got it.
I think she was from
One,
Rose State.
2, 3.
Woohoo!
Congratulations, Rose State college graduates.
All right, back in OKC, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray, and the Oklahoma Sports Network. This game's gotten very entertaining. 59-52 Mustang, 3:24 to go.
I am going to give us an NBA update, though. So Devin Booker had 62 points, and Luka Doncic had 73. I don't know if that's ever happened the same night.
Well, we just had this. Not even a week ago.
Oh, yeah. It was, was it Towns?
Embiid had
was
70.
That was the same day.
It was the same night.
I thought there was back-to-back nights, so never mind. But this combination was a little bit better as far as point total goes.
Having it twice on the same day in about a week span, no way that's happened before. We got a whistle and a foul here. Going to go on PC North.
What a time for that. Can't tell at all if that's right, but Kai Brown does not argue. And he was arguing about a couple other things earlier this game. So
third foul on Brown. That's a killer turnover out of the timeout.
So what do you tell Poguy for Coach Hodges? Hey, you got the ball. Now you're up 7. You still want to throw up a long 3?
Poguy now with 20 after that last absolutely savage 3. Whenever Peace North had just cut it to 4, really kind of silenced this gym. It's not nearly as boisterous as it was before that shot. And he has the basketball now. Puts it on the floor. He'll pull up at the elbow. Doesn't get it to fall, and Clipson is going to get fouled.
Why is he doing that?
It looks like Darius Johnson.
It's on North. I was about to say, why is Clipson committing an over-the-back foul? That's a
it looks like Johnson was kind of boxing him out a little too much. They called him for the foul.
That could have been free throws for Johnson.
Yeah. That's the 4th on North now, by the way. So put Mustang in the bonus now.
When you're protecting a lead, I would say you need to be very careful about crashing the offensive glass. You don't need offensive rebounds. Well, what do they keep stop and play for here?
That's a foul away from the ball on Mustang now. An offensive foul. It's on Reyes.
That's not as bad as what I thought Clipson was going to get called for, which is an over-the-back foul, because that type of foul will not result in free throws.
Right. Offensive foul doesn't matter if you're in the bonus. Not free throws. It has to be loose ball or defense. And well, right on cue. There you go. So a foul on Reyes again. That's going to be the 4th on him now, and Leonard's going to get 2 free throws.
Number 2 fouled by number 2, but give Leonard credit. The way he jerked his head back, and I'm not saying he flopped, but he sold that foul really well. And that's exactly what you want for PC North.
Yep.
Not only do the free throws, you get a quick free throws, but you can set up your defense however you want it.
First one good, gets it back down to 6. Leonard now has 14 points.
Doesn't look like PC North wants to press yet, but at some point they're going to have to think about how they're going to force quick shots by Mustang. And we'll see who called this timeout. Was it
Like the
I
Panthers.
think it's the Panthers. They're down to one.
That one took one left. We'll go ahead and take it to another stoppage. 5-point game. Don't go anywhere. We got a fun finish here. PC North trailing Mustang 59-54. All right, back on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Josh Galloway, Jordan Ray. Our special presentation of the OSN Game of the Week, Mustang and Putnam City North, and it's been a great one. Peace North trailed by 16 at the break of this one, but they've battled back, have been as close as 4. They're down 5 right now with 2:32 to go. Mustang just trying to fend off this ferocious Panthers rally on their home floor. Still got some work to do with 2:24 and counting to play. Poguy fires to Miller. Dangerous defense there by Brown. Almost a foul.
Well, that was a good gamble. I would do that. I would make that gamble.
He almost
again.
had it, but he also almost fouled.
But you have to make those gambles when you're down.
Yep. There you go. A turnover. Thomas poked it away. Leonard fast break to the rim. He can't finish. Rebound, though, to Karen Johnson. A big offensive board, but he stepped out of bounds. Stepped on the baseline, and it goes back to the Broncos.
Boy, and Mustangs had 2 bad possessions on offense, too, where Miller's just, one of those anyway, Miller's over dribbling. Meaning you're dribbling around, you're not protecting the ball very well, you don't have the spacing you need.
And now with only 1:48 to go, you feel like Mustang probably going to slow play this.
Well, they should have the last 2 possessions and really haven't.
Poguy gives it over to Jaden Johnson. Poguy with
count.
20 points, Miller with 21. Those guys have been the offense, essentially, for Mustang tonight. Clock continues to melt away right now after the Panthers. Johnson now going to take it. Bounce pass to Clipson, but it's a
offensive, I think.
Charge, wow.
The ref didn't make it as obvious because he didn't make the forward motion to PC North, but Mustangs had some really bad offensive possessions there.
That was going to be an easy layup for Clipson that I don't want to say would ice the game, but it would hurt you bad. Go down 7, but instead the charge. Panthers get it back with 1:22 to go. Leonard blows by his man Reyes, and he'll slow it back up. It's been Leonard and Brown for the Panthers. It's almost been a game of 2v2 in some ways. Leonard, Brown against Poguy and Miller on the other side. Nearing the final minute, Thomas will take it to the rim. Scoop layup attempt won't go. Rebound, though. Darius Johnson had it ripped away by Reyes, but they're going to say he got him on the arm, and Reyes is going to foul out. That's his 5th. And free throws are now going to come for Darius Johnson, and how big are these free throws with 1:01 to go?
They haven't gotten within 3 yet. Darius Johnson is not normally someone who shoots the ball much, so I don't know what he'll do from the free throw line. He would not be the first guy you'd want shooting free throws based on what I've seen, but yep.
And he missed the first one.
Well, that's not a 1-on-1.
There are no 1-on-1s in high school basketball anymore, so these guys.
See, Darius Johnson's basically the guy that does the dirty work around the paint for PC North. And those guys usually are not the ones you want shooting free throws.
He does make the second. So, again, they're back down to 4. This is as close as they've been in this second half rally. Is right here, 4. Broncos have it back in the final minute. Poguy double teamed on the sideline. Long pass, a dangerous pass. It'll go out of bounds. That's a turnover with 50.5 to go. Dangerous pass. That's a big risk.
Now, I've been criticizing Mustang, and they deserve it for the last few offensive possessions. However, that was really good rotation on PC North. The guy they left open was so far away from the ball, it was going to require a very high degree of difficulty pass to make it, and they couldn't make the pass there.
Leonard with it for the Panthers, going to the rim, couldn't finish it, rebound loose. It was all black jerseys down in the paint. They get the board, Miller brings it up. He's got to get across half court, and he just does. And a timeout snuck in by Hodges, probably a very smart one, as that's their second to last timeout. It's a full timeout with just 34 seconds to go. We'll stay here through it as we get into the meat and potatoes here.
How many times?
How does PC North do this now? I mean, you got to just hope for missed free throws? Is it really that simple at this point?
No, do the same thing they did. Trap, rotate, take that first pass away from the ball, take that first pass away, force Mustang, whoever has the inbound or whoever receives the inbound, to make a very high degree of difficulty pass.
Yeah.
And because that worked last time. That's when you forced Mustang into a turnover. The last 2 or 3 times Mustang had the ball, it really wasn't a forced turnover. They just were not playing smart with the basketball.
All right, so a little reset here. 34.6 seconds left. Mustangs got the ball. Both teams have got 1 timeout left. Both teams are in the bonus. PC North has the arrow. Keep that in mind. Ooh, boy, that was close to a turnover. Johnson's foot was right on the sideline. And now Jaden Johnson's hitting foul.
You have enough time left where Jaden Johnson had the ball. I would not have fouled him. And I don't know if PC North was trying to, but they didn't act like they were against that foul.
Well, and he was trapped in the triangle there. What do you call it? The triangle?
I call it dead man's corner.
Dead man's corner, okay. He was right in it.
You had a really good trap.
Yeah.
And there was just enough time left. I don't think you should have fouled him.
Hits the first.
And how many times did PC North have a chance to get within 1 score and they just couldn't make that shot?
Yeah.
It's like they're snake bitten.
Well, there's a time where Mustang had a free throw to go for 40 in the first half. They just now got to 60 at the end of this game. Panthers are doing a lot of good things, but the mountain might be too much to overcome. We'll see. Down 6. They have a big rally in them. Step back 3 for Bro Clackums. That was sick.
So PC North will call their last. The problem with this, if Mustang gets just a made free throw and then PC North turns around and scores, Mustang can just run clock on the inbounds.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with not having timeouts left.
I was actually going to ask you, why on earth does the clock not stop after made baskets in the final minute or 2 minutes or at least the final minute?
I've seen it cost teams games not knowing that rule.
Didn't we? We had a game last year, I think in the state tournament maybe even, that had that situation come up. I can't remember. It might have been, which game was it? I can't remember. We do too many games, but it's a rule that I hate. I wish the clock would stop, especially even if it's just the final minute. You know what I mean? But they took the timeout to save the time, I assume, or at least set their defense. I guess maybe 2 birds, 1 stone.
Well, both. I mean, I don't know if Mustang would have sat on it there, because you still have to be careful doing that. At some point, there'll be a count against you.
Sure.
In that situation, Mustang could not run the clock down. They could. I think you can run 10 seconds, but you know what? I kind of agree. It wouldn't be a bad rule to look at. So late in maybe not the first half, but for the second half.
So now, if Mustang scores and PC North answers the other end, they can waste 5 seconds off just inbounding. Ball's knocked out of bounds, and a turnover! Pogai loses it out of bounds, and with 20.9, the Panthers have it back and can tie with a 3.
Now, a lot of times people will ask, do you go for the tie or quick 2?
Man.
You can take a quick 2, but again, Mustang can run clock.
The no timeout scares me.
That's why you probably need to shoot a 3. That's the guy to do it, who's been the man of the hour for PC North, but you got to go.
Kai Brown saying, get out of my way. Pulls up on Roman Miller for the tie. No, off the side of the rim. It's loose. Brown's got it. 5 seconds, he'll fire off the side of the rim. It's still loose. Can they get one last look? This will count if it goes off the front of the rim. No!
Man.
And the Broncos, at the absolute definition of the word, survive. Wow, what a finish. Kai Brown had not 1, not 2, but 3 threes at the buzzer to try and tie it and couldn't get it to fall.
Unbelievable that PC North had those chances, and that seemed to be when their shooting was at their worst in this half. They played a really good half otherwise. And for Mustang, they got the win, but you're going to talk about those bad offensive possessions in the last 3 minutes because they wanted to slow it down every time. And for the most part, except maybe for the last couple of turnovers, it was not PC North's defense, I don't think. It was when they forced the turnover on Pogai. That was on PC North. PC North forced another turnover, but a lot of times Mustang just made bad decisions with the ball.
I'm speechless. That was we for some reason, this is our third season doing this, these Game of the Week, these special broadcasts, and we've been fortunate to have found a lot of good games.
Well,
and we just had the anniversary almost of the Newcastle-Dale double overtime tip-in at the buzzer by Dayton Forsyth, and this game's not – it's hard to top a tip-in double OT buzzer beater for the win, but that ending was as hectic as you'll ever see. And PC North, what a gut punch that is. They were so close to a massive comeback. Man, I'm a little speechless. That was an unbelievable finish. What an unbelievable rally by the Panthers, but the Broncos just found a way to hold on. Wow.
And, we wanted overtime. But we don't have a rooting interest. We're not rooting for PC North. We just root for the team that's trailing to make the game interesting. And PC North did that.
Yeah.
They trailed the entire game after they scored the first basket. They led 2-0, and then after it made 3 for Mustang, Mustang led the entire game. But, overtime would have been fun. Wasn't meant to be.
Man.
And, again, Mustang, they escaped. They did not play a great fourth quarter at all. Even one of their last made baskets, a three-pointer by Pogai, give him credit, but that was not a shot you normally want in that situation.
Right.
So it wasn't great offense on their part, and PC North was just a little too late.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. You play like you did in the second half and the first half of this game. You're not in that situation, but, boy, what can you say? It's a tough loss to stomach for PC North. They stay in 7th. They can still get out of the basement, but you're kind of capped, barring just mayhem above you and how high you can get up. We'll see how they go. Maybe even in a loss, maybe the way they close this game, they can use as a springboard moving forward down the home stretch of their regular season. But what a wild finish. Mustang finds a way to get a big road win. At the end of the day, it just goes in the book as a W, whether you almost blew the big lead or not. It just goes in as a W. They led by 16.5. I think it got out close to 20, if not at 20, at that early part of the third quarter. But the Panthers, a massive rally, but they can't quite get all the way back. Close, but couldn't quite do it. 25 for Kai Brown. He was amazing, a massive part of the comeback. He led all scorers. Roman Miller finished with 21 to lead the Broncos. Pogai was right behind him with 20. Jordan? Our first time out here to the zoo. It was a good trip, I think. We had a couple of pretty good games. Obviously, the girls' game ended up being pretty decisive at the end. That game we just watched was fantastic. Another gym, another city marked off the checklist for us. Appreciate Ryan Wagner, the AD out here, for having us, giving us a space. Obviously, a lot of these schools, they don't have to let us come broadcast there. We've been turned down before. I won't name names. We've been turned down before, but they let us come aboard, and this was a fun night of hoops, and hopefully we can come back sometime. Good night of hoops, though.
No, I enjoyed it. I've been to this building a few times before, but this is the first to call a game. And these Putnam City gyms are pretty nice. I mean, I remember calling a game at PCO a couple years ago in the playoffs. They had a really good setup. And I would love to see what PC West is like sometime. Maybe not this year, but at some point down the road. So, because they obviously have a good boys and girls program, too, for basketball. So, yeah, this was a great setup and a lot to enjoy about it.
Absolutely. Fun night of hoops. Mustang hangs on. A wild finish. I'll be watching this one back later on the YouTube channel and on, of course, the Oklahoma Sports Network website, which you see right there, oksportsnet.com, our apps everywhere. Be sure to keep up with the Facebook page, Oklahoma Sports Network, and, of course, the app. But the Facebook page, the app, the Twitter account, those are the best places to make sure you don't miss anything. We've got lots of broadcasts coming up throughout the rest of the regular season. Like I said earlier, lots of postseason games will be on our airwaves when we get there in a few weeks as well. So be sure to know what games we're going to air and all that good stuff coming up in just a few weeks as we finish the regular season and get into the playoffs. That's it for us. We thank you so much for tuning in wherever you watch from. A wild night of hoops. The girls from PC North get the job done, win decisively in our first game. The boys from Mustang make it a split night between Mustang and Putnam City basketball programs. The Broncos win it 61-59. to 58. For Jordan Ray, I'm Josh Calloway signing off from the Zoo, home of the Putnam City North Panthers. Mustang finds a way to win it 61 to 58 to get back above 500 in district play. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.